emergency fund. When you want to secure a low rate, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe you should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours. Any of our 5G phones with no trade-in or hidden fees. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Now that life is returning to normal, we have found a lot of good things that came from the pandemic. One of them is not having to go to the wireless store anymore. The Cellular Warehouse team has been in the business of delivering phones to your home and office for 20 years. People found out about our free delivery service and love the ease of getting a new phone, tablet, or hotspot. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 so you can start experiencing the joy of never going to a wireless store again. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
UBE and PirateWare.com has all your back-to-school needs and is the place to shop for students of all ages. They carry ECU notebooks, binders, and backpacks, as well as umbrellas and rain jackets for that Eastern North Carolina weather. And don't forget about their textbook department, where you can rent, buy, or sell your books year-round. And they also price match. And visit their social media pages, where there's almost always a Win It Wednesday going on throughout the school year. Stop by UBE or PirateWare.com, where there's new shipments arriving daily with lower prices than their competitors. Proud to be serving the Pirate Nation for over 50 years.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely, and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
Chico's Mexican restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $9.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for only $2.50. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $9.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville, and now available through DoorDash, featuring a half gallon of the famous margarita mix to go for only $9.99. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Have you stopped doing your favorite activity due to chronic aches and pains? Let Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab help. They provide regenerative injection therapy that can help with osteoarthritis, joint pain, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab will help you get back into the groove. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab, 2245 Stantonsburg Road, across from the hospital. Call 215-9294 for an appointment today.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello and welcome into a Football Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Rock here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930, PR927FM.com. And you can watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Got a lot of great stuff right now on our YouTube channel at Pirate Radio TV, including this show, The Brian Bailey Show, Pirate Radio Trivia, post-practice comments. We got Mike Houston, Donnie Kirkpatrick, also Blake Harrell, where you can watch those interviews and videos in their entirety. So we got a ton going on right now at our YouTube page. Make sure you check that out, and you can chime in on today's show right there on Facebook Live, or give us a call, 317-1250. Chime in on Twitter and be a part of the program. All right, big football show on tap. Tony Dunn, CountyCatChronicles.com, is here to talk NFL in hour number 1. We will talk some Pirate football in hour number 2 with Morgan Ahlers, some high school football as well, as he's got another edition of the High School Huddle coming up tonight at 6 o'clock right here on Pirate Radio. And in hour 3 of today's show, the color analyst on the Pirates IMG Sports Network, Kevin Monroe, former ECU defensive back, will join us. We will talk to Kevin about this offseason and gearing up for East Carolina and Appalachian State, which is now just 6 days away. We are inside of a week from kicking things off at Bank of America Stadium. We will also talk to Mark Greenhalgh today because Harold Varner III is trying to make it to the final playoff tournament of the season, the FedEx Championship, and to do that, he is going to have to be in the top 30 rankings on the PGA Tour. And currently, Harold Varner III, after a really good Thursday, is 1 under today through 10, 6 under for the tournament. That puts him tied for 19th, and that puts him, 15 in the leader, well back. He is 9 back of the leader. But, man, he's playing some good golf. It might be too little too late, as I'll take a look at the live FedEx Cup standings. So this is like if the tournament ended today, where would Harold Varner III be ranked? Last time we looked at this, it was 32, which would have really been a kick in the you-know-what. But 49th right now is where he's projected to be in the rankings. Again, you have to be top 30 to make it to next week's Tour Championship. So we'll get an update with Greeny coming up in hour 2 of today's show and keep you updated on HV3. All right, Chandler Honeycutt is here. Hello, Chandler.
What's up, Clipper? What's up?
All right. Shirley's here as well. Hello, Shirley.
Hello, Clip.
Good to see you folks. And Tony Dunn.
Clippers, how's it going, my man?
Going good. Hair, I don't know. You got a little lazy with it today, I got to say.
Really?
I kind of like the curly, the flowy.
Yeah, I got you.
Really?
I got you. He likes the, what was it, the Easy E look.
Yeah, a little fro-ish.
Yeah.
Fro-y. But no, looking good, feeling good.
Now, I'm here, Clip, to pump you up, man. We were sitting here watching this soccer game, and I got to tell you, soccer makes me sleepy. It makes me sleepy, and you were sleepy, too. And I'm here. I'm bringing the pregame show right now.
I want to pump you up.
You're right. We should turn it to something else.
The most exciting game, baseball.
I have a plan, Tony, for our next 2 weeks. Next week, we'll do our division winners, playoff teams, Super Bowl, all that. In 2 weeks, we'll have our first Friday pickoff. We'll be picking games in 2 weeks.
Man. You know, it feels so close.
Bring the sheets out, baby.
So far away. Do they usually have this bye week?
No. Well, usually there's 4 preseason weeks.
Last year they just eliminated that and then kept the start date as normal, but then added a game. Huh.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know how the calendar works with it. I just know that this is the first time they have had no preseason football, like leading right into
Right.
Week
yeah.
one.
It seems so close, but yet so far away.
That it does. And as we said leading up to this, Tony, I'm about tired of the talk. I'm kind of ready for some games. And there will be some games tomorrow. We will
and
talk
tonight.
about it in a moment. Yeah, and tonight. All right. We got our HV3 update in. And once again, we are 6 days away from ECU Appalachian State. We'll be with you next Thursday at 3:30 on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, taking you up to kickoff, and the game starts at 7:30. We'll be with you after the game, myself, Billy Weaver, and our crew here at Pirate Radio on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. So we've got that on the way on Thursday. Next Friday, we'll recap the game with Rick Smith, Morgan Ahlers, our Friday guest, and of course Tony Dunn will be here talking NFL. So Football Friday shows here until the end of the calendar year and beyond.
Let's do it.
Going on into February and I guess early March. So we are very, very excited about that. We will have comments from Blake Harrell and Donnie Kirkpatrick coming up later on in today's show. So we got some ECU football talk to get to later on in the program. All right, Tony, do you know there's real football tomorrow?
College football?
Yeah.
Who's playing?
See, this is it goes under the radar, and maybe for good reason. There aren't great games or anything, but it's called Week 0, Tony.
Like Ground Zero.
Before Week 1, there is Week 0.
Week 0.
Is 0 a number?
Isn't it the absence of numbers? Like zero is like absent. It's nothing.
Wow. I've never thought about it that way.
Wow. I like how his brain really is cooking right now.
The absence of numbers.
In this hand, I have 1 pen.
Yeah.
In this hand, I have 0 pens.
Yeah. Can you take away 0 from anything?
I say no, but damn, in math, growing up in school, you sure can, because we got into negatives.
But yeah, well, then you're taking more than 0 away.
I don't know.
Let's move on. I'm getting scared.
My brain can't handle this kind of stuff.
It's true.
Week 0, Tony, tomorrow. Nebraska, Illinois would be the best, I guess, name matchup. 1 o'clock.
When is Nebraska ever going to be good again?
That is a good question. That is what Nebraska are asking. Fans are asking themselves right now. With Scott Frost, who was their quarterback when they were good, is now their head coach, and they're wondering if they made a mistake hiring him.
And they're also leaking information about bad dealings, right? Aren't they trying? Wasn't I listening to you and the Big Dog the other day? Talking about how they were the one. This was brilliant.
Glenn's got a conspiracy theory that
they're the ones putting the info out.
Yeah, trying to get rid of their coach.
That's awesome.
Nebraska at Illinois at 1 o'clock. UConn, Fresno State at 2 o'clock. Hawaii, UCLA at 3:30. UTEP, New Mexico State, 9:30, and Southern Utah.
How can we watch these games?
Fox, CBS Sports, ESPN, CBS Sports, and then there's one crazy one that I don't think we're going to be able to get.
Which one's that?
UTEP, New Mexico State says it's on Bally Sports, Arizona.
Oh, yeah, because we get Bally Sports South here.
KVIA and Flow Football.
Flow Football.
Excuse me, Flow. College Game Day is coming on tomorrow because there is a SWAC game that they will be at, and I need to find what game that is. So give me one moment, and I will.
What is the SWAC game?
The Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Okay.
College Game Day. They're going to be down in Hotlanta, and they are coming to your city. Do they still use that song?
I don't know. I do remember that song, though.
To y'all city.
To y'all city.
North Carolina Central and Alcorn State, 7 o'clock tomorrow on ESPN. So, Tony, you're around the house. You get in from the pool. You're grabbing some great bread that you cooked earlier in the day.
Do you do that anymore, Tony?
No,
losing all that weight?
The bread maker?
Gotta get, I've cut back.
You got new hobbies? But yeah, football will be on.
Yeah.
It's good, right?
I can't wait.
All right, good. I feel like I'm like an advocate or...
Like you're trying to get people to watch football.
I've talked about Week 0 way too much at this point. I feel like I should be on the payroll getting people to watch these crappy games. You've talked
about it more than 0, that's for sure.
That is true. I've given it a big number, way higher than 0. So anyway, I'm excited about it. I'll be watching Nebraska, Illinois coming up tomorrow. Zero can be used to specify quantity, so it's a number, according to Mike.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a number, but nothing exists either. It's a quantity of zero.
Yeah. Brennan,
it's a numeral. How about that? We'll give it's a numeral.
Brennan asks, is anyone else extremely concerned about realignment? It's starting to not look good for ECU and the AAC. Yes, Brennan, answer your question. I am concerned now that the Pac-12, Big Ten, ACC looks like they're going to stand pat. So I am concerned about the Big 12 rating the American, but I am concerned about a lot of things, like what's going on
with the quarterback situation
in other countries. COVID, how
we should be concerned. The smaller schools should be concerned because they've sunk so much money into these athletic programs, and to then have those programs being like hamstrung by the very leagues that they're in is kind of problematic, at least monetarily.
Well, my whole point is I'm concerned, but there's nothing I can do about it, and I'm more focused on the game on the field, kind of a smaller picture than a bigger picture.
Right now, we're concerned as ECU Pirate fans about winning.
Yeah, beating Appalachian State on Thursday.
That's what I'm concerned about. What's the line on that now?
10 and a half.
Okay.
Something like that. So, but yeah, Brennan, I am concerned. I just don't have a lot of thoughts on it because I don't know what the move could be for the AAC and for us to not be concerned about it. So either way, ECU will be playing athletics on into the future. It's just a matter of who will they be playing against in their conference, and what will their conference be, and what will their conference look like. I don't know. Hey, maybe it stays the same. Maybe it gets better. Maybe we align with the Big 12. Maybe you shouldn't be concerned at all. There you go. All right, what is next on the rundown? Finding Nemo.
Tell me why we should be talking about this.
I don't know if I've ever seen this movie.
You've never seen Finding Nemo?
I don't think so.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It was never... I've seen Frozen a lot. I've seen Cars. Like, Nemo was in between.
In between when you had before you had kids.
And it was
too late for you to be a kid.
And I had a sister who was 4 years younger than me. So, like, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Little Mermaid, all that stuff. You had a similar...
Toy Story is probably right when we were getting out of the game.
You're right. I didn't see that till well later. After
this is how SpongeBob was for me. Is everybody in the world has seen SpongeBob?
Yep.
And
that was right in our middle.
What are these other things? What's the thing they go around with the little game and they go find these things?
Pokemon.
That was
Pokemon Go.
Yeah, those two things were in that dead zone for us.
Correct.
Or for me anyway.
I remember like babysitting my girlfriend at the time. We were
babysitting your girlfriend. That is weird.
Holy cow.
My girlfriend and I were babysitting
Somebody call social services.
We were babysitting Jennifer's nephews.
Okay.
And SpongeBob was on because it was 3 boys and they all loved it. And that show is legitimately hilarious. Like, I was cracking up.
Yeah.
And I was like, now I see why this is so popular.
That's what happens when you smoke meth and write cartoons.
Oh, I thought you were saying I smoke.
Yeah, I was about to say, geez.
No, not you.
Somebody out there.
You are already with dating your kid you were babysitting. That's already bad enough.
Somebody out there thinks I was smoking meth, babysitting my girlfriend.
Watching SpongeBob to top it all.
They got this whole story confused. It's not like that.
It's not like that. Well, so why are we talking about Finding Nemo?
Because new ECU running back commit Nemo Squire has landed.
We found him.
He has a 3.98 GPA, so he's a smart kid.
Smarty pants.
Wow. Works in a ministry that assists the homeless.
Good person.
Good kid.
He won the Bridge Builder Excellence Award from the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame this year.
He builds bridges?
He does everything,
that
folks.
That is awesome.
And his name is
Squire.
Nemo Squire. It kind of sounds like
Quate Smire.
Nemo Squire.
Does it sound like Quate Smire to you, Chandler?
Oh. It does. It sounds like you say Quate Smire, I'll say Nemo Squire.
Quate Smire.
Ready? 1, 2.
Quate Smire.
3.
Okay, you ready? 1, 2. Quate
Nemo Squire.
All right, on 3. We'll do it on 3. 1. Quate Smire. I'm just screwing with Chandler. Quate Smire.
Nemo Squire.
Nemo Squire. What a name, Tony Dunn. I love a good name in recruiting. And this guy's a stud.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be one of the best names I've ever heard in football.
It's up there with Roosevelt Potts.
I mean, Roosevelt Potts, is that a real name?
Yeah, he was a fullback in the 90s.
I just can't wait until Chandler gets on the call and he goes, Holton Ahlers out of the shotgun, finding Nemo Squire down the sideline.
Nemo Squire.
Quate Smire. Nemo Squire.
Chandler, what are you doing here today? You got football tonight.
Not so fast, my friend. We're still battling this COVID pandemic. And Whiteville's opponent, West Brunswick, caught the bug, and so they were forced to cancel this game, but they have added a game September 24th, which is my birthday, and they will be traveling across state lines to Aner, South Carolina.
I feel like you shouldn't be able to say that on the
Aner?
Spell that?
Aner?
Aynor.
Aner.
Okay. All right. I thought you said something else.
Pull your drawers up. I can see your Aner.
Well done, sir.
Me. Anyway, but yeah, so Whiteville has the night off, and this is basically their bye week, so.
It's two little butt cheeks.
Thank you. Is that Aner?
Nainer. What's Aner look like?
Do we not agree? Do we not agree? All right, so we found Nemo. That was a weird segment there. Some ECU baseball news. First of all, ECU baseball has been, or still in Twitter jail, like Pirate Radio, for some weird reason.
Okay.
But they do have a new Twitter account. It is ECU Pirates BSB. Simple enough.
What's the
Nice.
BSB?
Baseball.
Baseball?
I mean, what else would it be, Tony?
I don't know. I mean,
It's baseball. It's baseball. BSB. Baseball.
got it. How many followers they got?
Cliff Godwin tweeted this out 2 hours ago. Right now, they have 752 followers.
I have more followers than ECU baseball.
At least at this moment. Also, ECU welcomed in a new crop of talent to the team today, so we'll dive into those names, who they are, next week when we talk to Igo. He certainly knows more about recruiting than I, so we'll have an update for you on that coming up. 17 newcomers to the program for ECU baseball, so they are trying to stack good years on good years. Tony coming off a super regional appearance against Vanderbilt.
New Twitter feed and new baseball team.
That's right. Got a lot of newness there. All right, next up on the rundown, NFL preseason. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We will talk all things Carolina Panthers, week 3, the final week of preseason. And
man, do we have concerns.
What's wrong?
We'll talk about it at the end of the
I can't wait to hear these concerns. I was feeling great.
I am super intrigued. What are the concerns? We'll hear them when we return after this.
Trying to decide where to get your car washed? Well, let Tommy's make it an easy decision with free unlimited car washes for the month of August. All you have to do is go to your app store, download the Tommy's Express app, enter code NCJM. That's the promo code NCJM. Select the unlimited quality wash, register your vehicle, and you're good to go with free car washes all of August. If you like it and keep it, it's only $19.99 a month. If not, you control it and you can cancel it anytime. Tommy's Express on the corner of Red Banks Road and Greenville Boulevard, Greenville.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. At Griffel's, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifflesplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Griffel's Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit qualityequip.com.
In studio with String Bing, also known as Rob Hall to friends and family, YF3.
I told somebody recently that how many guys could you call if something hit the fan at 2 o'clock in the morning that would be there for you? A lot of folks don't know who they'd call. I have 100 guys that I could call that I know would be there. So F3 is a band of brothers, and if you're looking for a group of guys that'll hold you accountable and will push you to be a better father, to be a better leader, to be a better citizen in the community, F3 is for you.
Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Have you stopped doing your favorite activity due to chronic aches and pains? Let Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab help. They provide regenerative injection therapy that can help with osteoarthritis, joint pain, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab will help you get back into the groove. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab, 2245 Stantonsburg Road, across from the hospital. Call 215-9294 for an appointment today.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Vacation spots are right here in our very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping, RV space, and also air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncstateparks.gov. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Free Beer Friday. And I'll show you the goodies coming up after this break to entice you a little more. But we got an awesome giveaway today, a 15-pack of 16-ounce Bud Light aluminum bottles. And how about this, Tony Dunn? A 12-pack of Red Oak Hummingbird Golden Lager.
Well, that sounds delicious.
Tasty. Bud Light shirt, koozies, and a large 2-topping pizza at Domino's can all be yours. In hour number 3, we will open up the booty bag and make you a winner on a Free Beer Friday. All right, Tony and Chandler are here on a Friday. maybe for the last time in a while, it's great to have you here chiming in, Chandler, on a Panther Friday.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
NFL Friday. Now, before we went to break, you said you had concerns. My concern is how many Mike and Ikes you've had this week.
The bag's almost gone.
Yeah, you took that to the face, and you're chewing on a few right now.
Yeah, but I kind of helped.
You did?
Mm-hmm. So, Bo, I need another bag.
Bo, we need more Mike and Ikes. Chandler, what are your concerns right now with your Carolina Panthers?
The kicking
TMJ, getting TMJ from eating all those Mike and Ikes.
Now, what is TMJ?
That's the, like, when you get, like, tendonitis in your jaw.
And you have potential for lockjaw.
Chandler, don't be worried, but that could happen to you, son. What are your concerns?
Listeners are praying for it.
My concerns in Carolina is the kicking game. Joey Sly has been absolutely just awful this preseason. He's shown it in not only in the games, but the other day in practice. They did a field goal drill, and he went 0 for 3. The guy they brought in to compete with him went 2 for 3, but we just released him, I believe, yesterday.
Joey Sly did so bad, they cut the guy.
They cut the other guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the kicking game, and we're just a couple of weeks out, maybe 2 or 3 weeks out from the regular season, and this is not the troubles that I wanted the Panthers to have, but here we are, and it's the fact.
Did they cut the other guy, Tony, thinking it was Sly? Like, wait a minute, are you sure you're talking about me? You got the wrong jersey
I feel like Chase Blackburn went up there and said, man, your field goals look so bad. The only thing we can do to make them look better is cut the guy that's making them beside you.
Chase Blackburn, when you say his name, I still think New York Giants, but he is the special teams coach of the Panthers. So then you trade for another kicker, right?
We traded for George Blanda.
Wait, does he play quarterback?
Well, he looks like he's giant.
Okay.
He's 6'5", 259 pounds.
Your kicker?
Yeah, Santa Rosa, something. Santeria.
Santa Maria. No, he is a pretty big dude.
Is he coming in to give Joey Sly one last, all right, dude, seriously, get it right? Or
I don't know if you can get it right. Man, Joey Sly, once we heard he was seeing a sports psychologist in the offseason, he's got the yips. And it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And we did trade a 7th-round pick for this player. We were all hoping for Jason Verity, though.
Or Jake Verity.
Classic
Tony there.
That is. Dang. Classic Tony.
Jason Verity.
But I do agree, Tony. I was hoping we can go out and snag him. And if it's not us, it's definitely going to be somebody in the National Football League picking up Jake Verity.
Yeah. Ravens have had a history of trading backup kickers to Justin Tucker. They'll probably do it again. So kicking a concern if the Panthers are in tight ball games, including Week 1 against the Jets. Chandler and Tony and Panthers fans are going to be a little nervous. Do you think it will be Joey Sly, Week 1 kicker for Carolina? I mean, at this point,
I guess.
Why? Why would you trade for someone and then just cut him? This is look at this new guy. He's awesome.
All right, that doesn't look like a real player. That looks like a movie scene.
It's awesome, dude.
It looks like when I wear a football jersey. I just look out of place.
I wish I could see some more pictures of this guy.
What an interesting looking fella.
The best. Look how big he is.
Oh, wow. He is huge. He's got more of a punter bod than a kicker bod.
And he can kick. This was when he was somewhere.
Is he still fat?
Yeah, he's giant.
Fat.
Interesting. All right.
Love it.
All right, so that's the kicking. So let's make predictions. Is Sly kicking Week 1?
No.
Wow.
I'm going to say yes.
All right,
so I was wondering, like you said, why would they cut the guy that's making the field goals and keep Joey Sly? The one thing that Joey Sly is able to do is that he's the kickoff. He does the kickoffs as well, and he can boot it out the end zone every time. And they like that consistency. And I think the Herbal guy or whatever this guy,
Elberly or something,
Herbal Essence.
Yeah, that guy that they cut that was there for 2 days making field goals I don't think had enough leg to get it down the field as far as they want it consistently.
Quick Panthers question: who is Tommy Trimble?
He is a tight end that we drafted this year, maybe in the 4th or 5th round.
I want to say it was 3rd or 4th out of Notre Dame, and he's well known for his blocking at tight end. So he actually had a touchdown catch in the first game against the Colts, but I think what we liked about Tommy Trimble coming out of Notre Dame was his ability to block and basically being that extra offensive lineman. But he's also able to go out and make catches as well.
And a lot of Panther fans are excited about Tommy Trimble for the fact that is that in Notre Dame's offense doesn't use the tight end as a passing threat a ton. So they're saying that while he didn't get a ton of catches and yards in college, it wasn't because of ability, but also because of the system he was playing in.
I asked because I looked at Adam Schefter, who is not a fantasy guy, but I guess he does this every year. Adam Schefter's fantasy football value picks and sleepers. And the very last name on his list is Tommy Trimble from the Carolina Panthers. So I guess you've got Dan Arnold. Is he tight end 1?
Yes.
Yeah, but I just don't know what I think about this dude. They had him mic'd up the other day. He is a quirky, weird dude, and he's small.
Dan Arnold?
Oh, he's 6'6",
but skinny.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Does he have any mass to him?
Has he got some mass to him?
He don't have enough mass to him?
You know, you're going to get tossed around pretty good in this league if you don't have some mass to you.
Would you like to weigh in on this controversy? Does he say ass or mass? Hit it again, Shirley.
You know, you're going to get tossed around pretty good in this league if you don't have some mass to you.
He said mass,
Yeah.
but he also emphasizes the ass part of it.
We had a big mass versus ass debate. It's mass, but I really wanted it to be ass.
Ass.
Yeah.
Some mass. So the M at the end of some went into mass.
All right, we've talked kicker and Tommy Trimble and Dan Arnold. Let's get to like fun Panthers topics.
Yeah, let's
Hey, this
talk
is
about
my
our
fault.
left tackle next. No, I'm just kidding.
Tony, I was going to ask about your opinion on the extension of Robbie Anderson. We signed him to a 2-year extension the other day. What was your thoughts?
Yeah, I think if I'm Robbie Anderson, I'm clamoring for getting some money after coming off a 1,000-yard season, right? You adjusted on a team where you really weren't able to showcase your true talent of going downfield. And so I can understand why Robbie Anderson on a 2-year deal, the final year of his deal, is interested and already starting to look ahead and instead of playing a season, risking injury, or maybe not even having as good of a season. So his value's kind of high here. He's in a good place where with Matt Rule, obviously Matt Rule lobbied for this to a certain degree because, you know, it's not the priority move to sign wide receivers when you just drafted one and Terrace Marshall Jr., DJ Moore, you're going to have in his 5th year next year, and you can eventually, you could franchise tag him. But I like Robbie Anderson a lot, so I'm okay with this. And I mean, he got some significant money, but I also think that's just kind of the NFL now, is that you got to pay some players sometime. And I love him because he wears number 11, so I feel like I can go and buy his jersey now because he's going to be here for more than one more year.
Asked and answered. Well done. Is Sam Darnold playing tonight?
He will play at least 2 quarters.
2 quarters? All right, so you're getting your wish.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think of that, Tony?
I mean, I guess
I'm on Chandler's side here. I want to see Sam Darnold with the team.
Sure.
In a game.
I mean, I want
at least more than one drive.
I want $1 million too, but it's not happening.
Yeah, but this is happening.
This is happening, and I don't want it to happen.
You don't want him to play?
No.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what the competitive advantage you really gain in playing these very small, limited reps. Now, today, all right, so for this game, if you're going to play him for 2 quarters, okay, I could say that's a significant amount. But last week, they brought him in for 4 plays, and he handed the ball off twice, right?
That's pointless to me.
I mean, does that like really give you a good in-game feel? And look, is that if he comes out there and balls out tonight, then yes, we're going to be excited about, hey, Sam Darnold in a new situation with new talent and things like this. But if he's not good, if he doesn't play fantastic, like Cam did in several times in the preseason, then it was just all for the next 2 weeks, we're just going to be like, oh, he's going to stink. We got the same Sam Darnold, and guess what? He's still going to be starting on week 1.
You're right, and I'm not a Panthers fan, but on this Darnold thing, I would want him to play, and I guess I care how he looks, but I'm not going to overreact to it because
he's still going to start.
He's getting work with his line, with his receivers. If he looks crappy, you're right. He's playing week 1 regardless. So
that's a good point.
Don't overreact to what you see tonight, good or bad. If he's really good, don't overreact either, because it's not going to mean a damn thing.
Actually, overreact, folks. It's like it makes for fun times.
That's true. That is true. That's what it's all about. So, were you doing a post-game show tonight?
We are.
All right, so some late night Friday night.
Late night overreacting.
That sounds like fun. I'll have to tune into that. What else you guys looking forward to tonight in the game?
I think you were about to bring up the offensive line. So, what is your thoughts going into tonight's game at the offensive line position?
I guess we'll all be looking at Cam Irvin, where he's going to be playing on the left. They've really stuck to their guns on this. Cam Irvin, left tackle, Taylor Moton at right, Pat Efline at left guard, and then I guess you're going to just see who they're rotating in at right guard. I just want to look is that the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm almost interested, and I don't know if the Steelers are going to be playing their starters as much as we are, because they played their starters a good amount in game 2, right? Big Ben came out through 2 touchdowns. They ran it up real quick. I mean, I felt like he played a significant amount. I want to see how that offensive line does against good competition, and the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line has always given the Panthers just tremendous problems. That 3-4 front, we have never known how to deal with it over the years, and I'd like to see them keep Sam Darnold clean for a little while.
Yeah.
This makes great radio.
Yeah.
No, she was on the phone, so I had to turn the mic off.
Great radio.
I thought you guys are having a crosstalk here.
What do you want to see on offensive line, Chandler?
I want to see Brady Christensen go back out there. I really like the Deontay Brown guy out of Alabama at the right guard position.
Bowser.
Bowser is exactly what his nickname should be, because he's a big dude and he takes up a lot. And those are 2 big guys right there at the right guard and right tackle position. Brady Christensen, I watched every single snap in the Colts game. I watched his position every time, and man, he really did look good. I wasn't able to watch that much of the Ravens game. I'm not
He
sure.
looked good there too.
And I think Brady Christensen, when it comes to the offensive line, I really am intrigued by this dude, especially the night that we drafted him. I like the pick as well, especially when we're talking about tackles, something that we've needed other than Taylor Moton.
Tony, the reason you don't want Darnold to play is that have to do with injuries, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the reason. Here's one thing I will say to your side of that. If you have Darnold in, you want to have your good O-line in, your best O-line to protect him. But I'm not really worried about a Darnold injury. I'm more worried about an O-lineman getting rolled up on 2 quarter. Like, that part of it would freak me out and scare me a little bit, because there's a lot more likelihood that happens than a freak Darnold injury.
Yeah, and I also don't want to be so afraid of injury to where I don't want to play. You know, I mean, is that this is part of the game. You know, you got to play. You don't want to play scared. But I do feel like in the preseason you hold back a little bit. And when you're not playing at full speed, when you're a little worried about things, that sometimes things go poorly there. Yeah. And, you know, this has happened. I was talking with a Jets guy last night, and he said that, look, this happened to Chad Pennington in the preseason, to them, Mark Sanchez at one point. So it does stink, but an injury in week 1 stinks just as bad.
Yeah. How about defensively, Tony? How much of your defense is playing? What do you want to see from that side?
You know, I mean, they continue to say, because we did not play our starters in week 1, that we're going to play a good amount in first and second quarter. But our defense has been looking stout. And the problem with the Panthers is when they put the second team and the second and third team, the drop-off is very significant. So seeing Brian Burns out there just flying around the edge, you want to... I think I feel pretty confident about this defense. I want to see the linebacker core. Jermaine Carter Jr. has really taken over the role of middle linebacker to the point where, to the extent that they just traded Denzel Perryman, who they signed in free agency this year. So had to do with some injuries, like he has been dealing with some minor injuries. And even right when he was about to go out there just the other day, a lineman stepped on his foot and he sat out the whole day. Some people are suspected, though, that part of the not only was Perryman ultimately getting beat out by Jermaine Carter Jr., but Perryman's wasn't vaccinated. And that some people have asked if that has contributed to kind of the willingness to move on from him. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
For me, I think the matchup tonight to watch is J.C. Horn and Dante Jackson against these wide receivers for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because the Pittsburgh Steelers somehow grow great wide receivers on trees every year. They have more and more, to the point where even the guys who replaced the guy, Juju Smith-Schuster, replaced Antonio Brown, and he's already been replaced.
Well, they had James Washington playing in the second quarter of like the Hall of Fame game, and he requested a trade.
Yeah.
And he was drafted pretty high, and they've drafted over him with Claypool, with Deontay Johnson, and of course they still have Juju. So I don't know how much those guys are going to play, but that is a pretty good test for DBs when you take on the Steelers. Speaking of the Steelers, another thing you know about them is their fans take over opposing team stadiums.
That they do.
Antoine Staley, frequent guest of the show, I guess is in Charlotte. He responded to a tweet from a guy named Josh Klein who says, there's a dude at the corner of Mint and Moorhead literally waving a Steelers fleece blanket 6 hours before kickoff. And Antoine said 4 minutes ago, I don't know where he's at in Charlotte, but he said Steelers are out here in full force for the last preseason game in Charlotte. So
it's like that in the regular season.
Oh, I know. They've taken over Washington Stadium before.
There's been times where I've gone to a Panther game and it might be a division rival, and you might see at least 5 or 6 Steelers jerseys.
Yeah, and they're not even playing.
And they're not even playing us.
Tony, if we went to a Washington and Cowboys game in FedEx Field, what would you wear to the game?
A Cam Newton jersey, duh.
I'm just curious because, like, I see that when I have gone to games before. Like, why is this guy wearing a LaDainian Tomlinson jersey to this game?
I don't know if I would. I guess the point is to show you're a football fan and also to articulate that you don't really like either of the teams, but you do like it football enough to go.
So would you wear Panthers gear? I probably would wear a Washington hat if I went to, like, a Panthers game with you against the Saints.
Yeah,
I guess I would.
I don't know if I would go straight jersey. Like a hat, I can understand, but the jersey is kind of bold.
How about you, Chandler? What would you wear if I took you to a Washington Cowboys game?
I would probably just go neutral color.
Like a black
outfit.
shirt?
Yeah.
Just like a random.
That's how I am.
Nah, he would just wear a purple shirt like he does every day.
I do wear a purple shirt almost every day, Tony. Yes,
hey, when all else fails, go purple.
Go purple, baby.
That's
It's
right.
Paint It Purple Friday.
All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have more to go with Tony Dunn, Chandler Honeycutt. We'll look at hello. We'll look at some other news and notes going on. We'll talk about, and I just saw one today. I think that makes 3 starting quarterback decisions have been made this week. We'll go down that list and talk about that when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Because slice to order makes a sub above. Alone, chicken, onions, peppers, and cheese have potential. Together, they have a purpose, a destiny, and a name. Jersey Mike's number 16 Chicken Philly. Because grilled to order makes a sub above.
At US Cellular, we believe you should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours. Any of our 5G phones with no trade-in or hidden fees. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
When your family gathers around a shakaroni from Papa John's, you're sharing more than extra cheese and pepperoni. You're sharing scholarships, meals, and laughter. Because $1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Shakaroni Pizza is back, and only for $13. Plus $1 from every purchase goes to charity. The Shakaroni is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
This is Dr. Anthony Scalick from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. We offer a variety of services including arthroscopic surgery, sports medicine, carpal tunnel surgery, general orthopedics, fracture care, total joint replacement, physical therapy, and on-site MRIs. For experienced and professional medical care, visit our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville and online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to ECU and Pitt County athletics for over 35 years. Go Pirates!
Hello, Greenville and Pitt County. We at Pitt County Schools want you to know that we are a thriving and connected school system ready and open for all students this year. We are offering all in-person learning with limited virtual options while operating on a 5-day, full-day schedule for our 38 school campuses. Pitt County Schools offers rigorous academic opportunities such as dual language programs, STEM engagement, global education, and college readiness. We also offer competitive athletics, full support for exceptional children, and career readiness opportunities such as paid apprenticeships and unique business partnerships. Pitt County Schools is fully committed to engage, empower, and elevate every student every day. Visit our website today at pittschools.org, where you'll find our new jam-packed strategic plan, our new mission and vision, our profile of a learner, or check out our unique preschools, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and early colleges. Pitt County Schools, engaging, empowering, and elevating every student every day.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Are you starting to plan your holiday travel for this year? Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Hi, this is Parker Bunch. When I'm not hitting dingers or going viral, I'm listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or Spotify. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Barak.
All right, we got about 10 more minutes to go with Tony Dunn from CarolinaCatChronicles.com, and we'll send him off into his Panthers weekend, which includes a game tonight against the Steelers, and Tony will be with you post-game on YouTube. People
yes,
check
sir.
it out.
It's on Facebook and Periscope as well.
All right, and you can chime in, be a part of the show with Tony Dunn and crew, the C3 crew.
The best Panther podcast on YouTube.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Tony, today it was announced that, let's look at the other quarterbacks in your division. Tom Brady, Matty Ice.
Still weird to say.
Yeah, it is. Matt Ryan and Jameis Winston, who I guess has always been in your division.
Yeah.
Now a starter with the New Orleans Saints. That was announced today, and
not a surpase at all.
No.
Hey, let's get this W, baby.
Eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it like
W,
a Mike
man.
and Ike.
Yeah.
Do you think how many W's will Jameis eat against the Panthers this year? 0, 1, or 2?
1.
You split?
I was going to say split.
All right, go with the split.
I did not get to watch the Saints Jacksonville Jaguars game last Monday, but a lot of people I know a friend of mine who's a big Jaguars fan, and that says a lot about him. It's like, man, you are passionate, bro, if you love them that much. And all reports were Jameis Winston was tearing it up to the point that it looked like an old Saints offense where getting chunk plays down the field, not the dink and dunk Michael Thomas show. And
I heard a Saints fan that said just that he hasn't seen the Saints go up top in 3 or 4 years like that because Breeze's arm was just dead.
Yeah, and so that is I guess concerning, but I have kind of formed an opinion about the Saints with very little evidence at this point, but we believe a lot of things in the world with little evidence, and I just feel like it's their time to take a step back, and I could see that team, getting old quick. But hey, maybe Jameis finds new life or breathes new life into that offense. I hope not.
He won't have Michael Thomas to start the season, but I'm trying to think of the other wideouts that they have. Do they still have Emmanuel Sanders?
No, he plays with the Bills now.
Is it Traquan Smith from the one to UCF?
Yeah.
And they have the Callaway guy, whoever that is, was the one catching all the passes from Jameis.
Yeah, who had a monster game. I think he was undrafted. Something and another cool kind of,
and it's some guy named Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, that can split out wide and actually run routes as well.
Neat note for their training camp is that you like to see this week. Luke Kuechly and Greg Olson showed up at Panthers practice yesterday.
I think Luke just felt bad.
But one of the interesting kind of pop-ins for the Saints was Mike Martz.
Mike Martz,
isn't that? Did I get his name right? Please say I did it right.
That's his name. You're talking about the old Rams coach.
Yeah, and trying to pick his brain about how they use Marshall Faulk to get a more dynamic use out of Alvin Kamara.
I mean, good grief! Faulk is like the only guy ahead of Kamara. Maybe LaDainian Tomlinson or Christian McCaffrey now, but like
in the
I feel like Kamara has been used about every way you could possibly use him.
Well, Marshall Faulk was a great. I mean, he is, and in some ways, a kind of forgotten great, right? Because there's been a lot of names that have followed after him, but he was a player that could play in this league.
Definitely,
no problem. And so I do think, I think Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey are kind of like the family tree of Marshall Faulk.
Definitely.
While you get maybe Derrick Henry is from kind of the older school family tree.
Yeah, I mean, we think about the great running backs we saw growing up. Emmitt Smith, who I believe he has the most rushing yards all time. I guess he has the most carries too. Not a lot of passing out of the backfield.
Edge was kind of a multiple guy.
Yeah, more a runner, but he could catch the football. And yeah, you're right. Marshall Faulk was one of and there was guys before that. I think Roger Craig, which I didn't watch a lot of him. He was a receiving back for the 49ers with Bill Walsh's offense. But Faulk really was the, I guess, now grandfather, which makes us old, but of these do-it-all, all-purpose running backs.
Then it goes LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yep.
I mean, if you think Sean Alexander is kind of the old-school running back.
Correct. A lot of carries for him. Do you remember Brian Westbrook? I mean, he wasn't great, but with the Eagles, he was a great pass-catching running back for Philadelphia. All right, so there are two former Panthers quarterbacks that we were waiting to see. Are they going to be named starters? We're assuming Cam's going to start week 1, right?
I think so.
I think.
If Boston media has their way, he will be cast off to an island. Right now, the latest headline about...
I'm not even getting into this.
Did you see it?
I'm not even... Yeah.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
That a former Patriot player...
Scott Solak, who's an announcer.
Okay, he said so. He wasn't a player at any time.
Yeah, he was a former quarterback.
Okay, all right.
Backup.
So he said that he thinks that Cam Newton's listening to rap music is hurting his game.
I saw that. I saw the headline. I don't know the context. I don't want to click on that story. I don't care.
It's because he dances like while he's warming up and things like this.
It's one of those things where it's like what he wears, what he does. Like it has nothing to do with performance. So I don't care.
He danced his ass off whenever we were making a run for the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
In 2015.
Well, and they've been hard. They love Cam Newton. At the beginning of last season, he came out and threw 5 touchdowns, I think, in their opener. They started off 2-0, and all of a sudden they were all about some Cam Newton, and then things went south. And we know that the northern media markets are sensational, and they do go after these types of storylines and put these hot takes out.
Well,
but then
Matt had to follow freaking Tom Brady too. That is not an easy task.
This past week though was complicated by last year COVID has had an impact on Cam Newton. He got it last year, and it looked like it really did have an impact on his afterwards. After he came back from COVID, he just wasn't the same player he was before that. We don't know if that was the only reason or why. And then this past week, he went to a doctor's appointment that was outside of the NFL facility, was tested every day, but somehow there was a misunderstanding between both him and the Patriots organization on the NFL protocols about testing outside of NFL stadium or NFL facilities. So he had to take 5 days off despite having 5 negative tests. And in that process, Mac Jones comes in and plays in a joint practice versus the Giants. And it started off it was like 11 for 12 or something like that. And
Tony, another thing complicating this is what you said there at the end. Mac Jones is playing well. It's not like they're like, hey, get Cam out of here. I don't know who the backup is, but put him in. Mac Jones is making a case for himself that he could be ready to play. I don't know. I'm kind of out on Cam as far as his ability. We're not going to ever see anything close to what he was his MVP year, but I just think as a quarterback, he's about toast.
And his clock,
I hate to hear that.
The clock is ticking down for Cam Newton when it comes to his career, too, because, I mean, any more fails, then he's done. I mean, Glenn Griffin mentioned it yesterday on the show, and I totally agree with him. If things don't work out in New England, I really don't know if it's going to work out anywhere else for Cam Newton, and it's just sad to see. But I have seen a few of his plays in the preseason. It looks like his arm strength might be a little bit back, and if that's the case, that was one of the biggest injury concerns when it comes to Cam Newton. It was his shoulder, but I've seen him throw some darts to I think Jacoby Myers is a wide receiver that he likes there in New England out of NC State.
Nelson Aguilar.
He lost his buddy Bird.
Yeah, who's with who caught a bomb. He's playing with the Bears now.
Oh, wow.
He caught one from Andy
Dalton.
Andy Dalton, yeah. 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, there's nobody I would want to succeed more than Cam Newton.
I just don't want him to go out on this low note. I don't want him to go out on these notes of rap music is hurting his game, and
it looks like there's some David Newtons up there in New England.
That's his forever legacy, though, for people that will never like him or try to like him.
I'd love to see him just have one more successful run.
All right.
Who was the other Panthers quarterback?
Teddy Two Gloves.
Oh, God.
He is the starter for the Denver Broncos. That surprises me.
Tadisha.
It's another reminder that John Elway can't draft quarterbacks because they're admitting that Teddy Bridgewater is better than Drew Lock.
I don't think and you know what? There's not really a lot of evidence so far in the camp that that's the case, because Drew Lock has had more touchdowns in this training camp and in the preseason. You know, Drew Lock has thrown more touchdown passes in his 2 years as a starter than Teddy has in his entire career.
I was not aware of that.
That's pretty wild. And Teddy Bridgewater is, he's a guy that defensive coaches feel comfortable with. And that is a guy that's not going to turn the ball over, that's going to run the clock down and keep you in games or keep you from losing games. And what's strange about this is because it's Nick Fangio, right? Vic Fangio.
Yes.
Vic Fangio. I caught myself. That appeals to him probably. Interestingly, is that Mike Zimmer? Is that right?
You're killing it.
All right. Now I'm still I'm nervous. Every time I say someone's name, I get nervous. Mike Zimmer, though, in Minnesota, who is a defensive coach, he came out being critical of his offense about not pushing the ball down the field, and he said all these 5-yard passes, we're just going to have 20 of them to get down the field. So, I mean, don't expect the Broncos offense to be high-powered with Teddy Bridgewater there, and Jerry Jeudy is going to have to just be a possession receiver.
I was going to say, it's a Fangio move. It's not a Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton move.
That's going to hurt their fantasy value.
Yeah, it will. But Igo was here, and look, I've heard other Broncos fans, the Hager boys we know, all right, we're going to be a defensive team. We've got the rookie running back Williams from North Carolina. We've got Melvin Gordon. We're going to run the ball, possession, run clock. Teddy Bridgewater is a perfect fit for that, but Igo said he would rather have Drew Lock in just because he is more exciting, and he wants to see one more time, give Lock one more go at it to see if he can be the guy.
That is their starting quarterback, Tadisha.
Tony, you want to talk about quarterbacks wearing weird clothing and stuff? I mean, you want me to pull up Cam Newton's Google image? Really? Do you really want to get into what Teddy Bridgewater's wearing?
Yes.
He's wearing a wig.
A dress.
Was it Halloween?
Yes.
I don't care.
I care.
Okay.
That's your quarterback.
Wow. Tony
Steven
Dunn
Igo
cares about what quarterbacks wear all of a sudden. Interesting. Interesting development on the show. So Teddy Two Gloves is back. How long will he last as the starter? 4 weeks?
Ooh.
3 weeks?
I don't know. Yeah,
6 weeks?
We'll see.
All right.
I don't know. At this point, I just don't like him. So it's just like I'm not going to be rooting for anything. Well, so I'm probably the least biased or the most biased person.
And it's not all about performance too. It was some like comments and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's all of it.
A lot of
and still hurt from moving on from Cam. Like, so, it's like there's other things that are going on in my own head space that contributed to it.
Are you ready to go all in on Sam Darnold? Are you like?
I have to.
I know, but
you have to.
You have no choice,
right? I mean, we're is Sam Darnold or bust at this point, and if you miss here, I think this is going to be something that comes up next year. Is that if Sam Darnold comes out and is a bust, which I don't think he will be. If he does come out to be a bust, now this coaching staff has missed on 2 quarterbacks in 2 years consecutively, and then didn't draft a quarterback. And at some point, when do they get the blame for making poor decisions?
Now, what they should be blamed for maybe not drafting Justin Fields,
right? I mean, that's part of the conversation.
More so than bringing in Bridgewater. Last year kind of felt like a bridge. Well, there's a
bridge over troubled water. Yes, but they gave him a 3-year deal, though.
Correct. Yeah,
so,
you're right.
I mean, they thought this was going to be an answer, and then they quickly saw it wasn't and moved on.
Yeah,
I do like that about this staff is that hopefully that it admits that they made a mistake, and they're not going to just hang on to it and triple down on it.
They'll do
they've already done it this offseason.
Do the Cardinals thing where they drafted Rosen and then said, "Screw it, we're getting Kyler Murray."
They did the same thing with Steve Wilkes. Steve Wilkes went there after he was the defensive coordinator with us and was there 1 year, and then they fired him.
All right, we'll wrap it up here, Tony. Sunday, October 31st, you're at the Falcons on Halloween. That is week 8. On week 8, are we talking about the Panthers? Are you going to be looking at like playoff positions and standings? Or are you going to be scouting the quarterbacks in the 2022 draft?
Oh, no, we're looking at playoff at this point, because if you look at the schedule, open with New York, first year, a rookie head coach, a rookie quarterback, and a team that it was abysmal last year. Now,
I see a path to 3-0.
I don't think we're going to walk all over them. Then you get New Orleans, who's going to have some people missing because of a suspension and injury. And maybe that New Orleans game isn't as easy. Like, just missing those players isn't as easy as we think. But Houston, Dallas,
I mean, I see a path to 5-1.
Yeah. It's the problem is after week 9, things get tough. We got Arizona. We're at Arizona, then Washington football team, tough defense. Could give our offensive line just terrible problems. Miami's 11-5 team last year, and then this last 5-game stretch is Murderers Row: Atlanta, Buffalo, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and then Tampa.
Excluding Atlanta, but
right.
Buffalo, Tampa, at New Orleans, Tampa is not fun. Hopefully, Tampa's clinched by then.
So I think we'll be talking playoffs in week 8, and we won't be talking about it in week 17.
Good answer. All right, Tony. Thanks for hanging out, man. Enjoy.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
We'll take a time out. We will come back, talk to Greeny. Redbeard says Panthers fans spend more time talking about the old quarterbacks they had than talking about their current one. You know what? I think I do that too as a Washington fan. Not everybody has Joe Burrow, Redbeard. All right, we'll talk to Greeny Mark Greenhalgh. We'll get an HB3 update when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
So why not a bowl game, guys?
And probably maybe USF.
What do they got this year?
Not a clue.
I thought he was going to say not much.
You're honest.
Not much.
God bless your honesty.
11 coming back.
App State is really the pivotal game if you want to go to a bowl. I'm going to say it.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Hey Birdland, experience an Orioles game this season with the convenience and privacy of your very own suite. Choose from an array of options and prices to gather with family and friends or entertain clients. Each suite features climate-controlled interior seating, a private restroom, and comfortable outside seating. Plus, enjoy the best views of Camden Yards. Suites can accommodate 8 to 22 guests. Capacity is limited, so select your dates and purchase tickets now. Learn more about single game suites at Orioles.com/suites.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Weekends are made for AJ McMurphy's. Start your Sunday fun day at AJ's. AJ's is now serving brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and a build-your-own Bloody Mary bar. Enjoy your weekend with live music on Friday night and Saturday night with no cover charge. And you can catch all of the MLB and ECU baseball action on AJ's TVs. See you this weekend at AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand-new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand-new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
At US Cellular, we believe you should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours. Any of our 5G phones with no trade-in or hidden fees. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Now that life is returning to normal, we have found a lot of good things that came from the pandemic. One of them is not having to go to the wireless store anymore. The Cellular Warehouse team has been in the business of delivering phones to your home and office for 20 years. People found out about our free delivery service and love the ease of getting a new phone, tablet, or hotspot. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 so you can start experiencing the joy of never going to a wireless store again. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Well, keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio for 18 years. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Barat.
Alrighty, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. We'll talk to Morgan Ahlers coming up in a little bit, talk some Pirate football, some high school football as well. And Kevin Monroe will join us in the 5 o'clock hour on today's show to get you set for ECU and App State coming up on Thursday. We'll also sprinkle in some Donnie Kirkpatrick and Blake Harrell audio from this week as the coordinators talked following ECU football practice. So we got that on the way right now. We'll talk some golf with Greenie, Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Greenie, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Doing good. We are, of course, following Harold Varner III as he tries to do the almost impossible and make it to next week's final tournament in the FedEx Championship. And Harold right now is -7 on this tournament, 2 under for the day.
He's through 13. That's going to put him outside the top 30. Greeny, yesterday when Harold was tied for fourth, when we looked, and I looked at the live standings, FedEx point standings, he would have been 32nd if the tournament had ended there, which would have put him right outside that top 30. So it looks like, I guess he would have to finish, top 3 in this tournament to have a chance to play next week?
Yeah, and, we've talked about it all the year. The putter is letting him down again. I know he's not done with his second round, but right now he is 58 out of 69 players in strokes gained putting for the week. So he's losing, I think he's losing like 3.5 shots to the field with the putter right now. So, add 3 shots onto his score, and we're kind of on the fringe, right?
Yeah, and that's something that's going to irk him throughout this offseason if that ends up being what keeps him out. How about Tony Finau winning on Monday as they closed out the Northern Trust Greeny? And I'm not an avid golf watcher, but I do know Finau has the, I guess, stigma of can't finish, can't close, can't win the big one. How big was that for him moving forward to try to win this FedEx Championship?
Yeah, and you kind of felt like the way it happened was how it was going to happen because he has had trouble closing tournaments before, had trouble down the stretch making putts. He got himself into a playoff, and Cameron Smith hit one way, way, way off the property and kind of handed it to him. But, hey, props to Tony. He hung in there on a Sunday and then Monday to get himself into the playoff. And, we'll see where this takes Tony. We'll see if this is something that gives him a little more confidence and he can start sealing the deal, because he certainly had a lot of opportunities to win golf tournaments and hasn't done it. We all know it's hard to win on the PGA Tour. We all know it's hard to win anywhere. So some guys are wired to do it a lot, and some guys just aren't. We saw it from on the LPGA last week when shanked one basically from the bunker when she needed to get it up and down, and shanked one almost out of bounds in the Women's Open Championship. So there are some people that have it and some that don't.
Greeny, we are seeing, we saw some greatness today in round 2. How about Bryson DeChambeau's day on the course there in Maryland?
Yeah, that's what we're going to get from him, especially at a place like this where you do have the opportunity to rear back and let it fly. And, when you look at his stats, he's right up there in everything right now. And when he's got that driver working lengthwise and direction-wise, he's one of those guys that's hard to beat. We see that from Bryson. We see it from Dustin Johnson. We see it from Brooks Koepka. The guys that can bomb it when they want to, and if they get it straight and they kind of have things fall into place, they light it up. Patrick Cantlay's not necessarily a bomber. He shot 900 today, too. So we'll see what these guys do this afternoon, if anybody can catch him. But, John Rahm's 3 under through 9, still only 5 back, and, he could throw another 3 or 4 under in the back 9.
Yeah, he was great yesterday, and we saw him in last week's tournament right there having a shot to win it. And I don't know, is he the favorite going into to next week to win it all, Greeny?
You got to look at whoever finishes the top 3 in the standings. With this, with the way they're doing the playoff finals now, whoever is number 1 gets to start at 10 under par. Whoever is number 30 gets to start at even par. So, and it kind of staggers its way down. So you got to think that, the top 3, maybe the top 5 realistically have the best chance, unless somebody, down at the bottom of the field just happens to have one of those weeks where, they go out and shoot 25 under by themselves and are able to make up that ground. But realistically, it's really come from people that are in the the top 5 in the standings, because they get the advantage starting off.
Green, you talked about this earlier in the week. Where does the FedEx Championship rank amongst, let's throw in the 4 majors and let's throw in this FedEx Championship where you win. As you take everything you've done this season, and then also the final 3 weeks of the season. And if you're a player on the tour, where does that rank amongst the Masters, the Open, the U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship? Is it 5th?
It's hard to tell. It's a $15 million paycheck when you win it. So from a money perspective, it's far and away the best thing that you want to win. It is a season-long thing. It is, you kind of spend the season positioning yourself, and then you spend the first 2 events trying to get yourself into the last one, and then all bets are off at that point. So it's hard to tell. Obviously the guys want to win the $15 million, but You've seen people skip events before. It hasn't been as much because when they reduced it from 4 to 3 events, it became a little more critical to play in each one to make sure that you made it in. I mean, look at somebody like Patrick Reed, who just got out of the hospital after double pneumonia, not able to play this week, and he was inside the top 30, probably been inside the top 30 all year, and now he's going to fall out and miss the 4 championship. Not that he'd be able to play next week anyway, but something like that happens. I mean, if you tweak yourself, you get a little injury, or maybe you think you have an injury and you didn't, it's a big deal to miss an event. So I don't know. I mean, I got to think, like I said, it's hard to say. It's worth a lot of money, but is the event necessarily that much? I don't know. It's one of those toss-ups that probably fits in, maybe after the Players' Championship and maybe before the WGC, so maybe 6.
Mark Greenhalgh, Greeny, joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Got the Golf Shop Radio Show coming up 8 to 10 on Saturday right here on Pirate Radio. And a familiar guest, I understand, Greeny, coming up on the show, the voice. Jeff Charles going to join you on the Golf Shop Radio Show on Saturday, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do a little preview of some football action coming up with Jeff. As you mentioned, coming out of the break, App State, East Carolina. I'm still of the opinion that if East Carolina can hang some points on the board, they got a strong chance in this game. And then my Clemson Tigers take on Georgia. I'll be at that game on next Saturday night. And so both of those games are going to be fun to watch right here in the Queen City.
We know Clemson and Georgia both play defense, but the total in that game, I think it's either low 50s, mid 50s. With those high-powered offenses and talented quarterbacks, and we know that Clemson's replacing a quarterback, but they have a great replacement. What do you think about that total, Greeny? Can that game get into the high 50s, 60s, or do you see too much defense being played?
Man, I tell you what, Vegas is pretty smart about what they do. The last time I saw it was at 52. I think that's a pretty decent number. When you're talking about, games like this right out of the box at the beginning of the season, we see it in the NFL a lot too. We see a lot of offenses struggling early on. Defenses seem to be ahead of offenses. I know from what I've been watching at the Clemson practice, it seems like the defense has been getting the better of the offense more often than not. So, you got to say maybe the first half of the game is a little more defensive. You might see like a 14-7 or a 14-10, and then maybe look for some points to be scored in the third quarter and then tighten it down in the fourth quarter. So I would say a 52 number is, probably right around there. I mean, I may slip a little bit on the over, just, if somebody tries to get away at the end of the game, maybe they hang some points, pick 6 or something like that.
All right, and Greeny will be talking some football with the voice Jeff Charles. And who else, Greeny? What else you got lined up for Saturday's edition of the Golf Shop Radio Show?
Well, we will definitely talk with the Nick Otten, who's the East Lake Golf Club professional. So we'll talk about the Tour Championship, how the course is setting up down there. See what kind of rough we got, what kind of green speeds, what kind of conditions. I'm sure they're going to be looking for firm and fast, although we got another hurricane heading up this way, maybe towards the latter half of next week, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Then we're going to talk to Alex Graff. The Solheim Cup is the week after next. So the American women versus the European women. Maybe a little Ryder Cup preview to see how the American squad's going to fare against the European squad. Again, another matchup where on paper we look like the stronger team, but we didn't win last time. So we'll see how that goes. And then we'll talk with Braxton McLennan, who runs the Charlotte City Am, more about how do you resurrect, or how do you put on a great amateur tournament in your city. So he's going to kind of walk us through how he resurrected the Charlotte City Am, playing some great courses like Quail Hollow. So good stuff on Saturday.
Awesome.
I'll actually be at Myrtle Beach, broadcasting live from Caledonia down there, so look for that as well.
Can't beat that. Talking golf at a great location and getting ready for some football. Week 0 tomorrow as well, so you actually have some football to watch coming up on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening along with the golf. Greeny, thanks for joining us as always, man. Have a great show on Saturday, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, Clip. Have a good one, too.
All right, there is Mark Greenhalgh on the Golf Shop Radio Show. The voice, Jeff Charles, is going to be on the Pirate Radio airwaves early on Saturday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on Pirate Radio. Let's take a time out. We will come back. We'll talk some area high school football and some Pirate football as well with the host of the High School Huddle, Morgan Ahlers, joins us on the other side. That's on the way on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Hello folks, this is Jamie Lane with Carolina Hardscapes and Mulch. We believe that making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio, fireplace, pool, walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201. You can stop by our outdoor showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Sug Furniture. At Carolina Hardscapes, we look forward to making your backyard the place to be. Find us on the web at carolinahardscapesandmulch.com.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. At Griffel's, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifflesplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Griffel's Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
Down East Wood Ducks baseball is back. Come out Saturday, September 4th for the Patriotic Jersey Giveaway, presented by Lenoir Community College. Get your tickets now at woodducksbaseball.com or call the Wood Ducks offices at 252-686-5164. See you at Granger Stadium for Wood Ducks baseball. Go Woodies!
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, this is Troy D., proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks. Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good.
Hey Pirate fans, did you know there are thousands of special needs children and adults right here in our community that loves ECU athletics as much as you do? Robbie's Clubhouse is a local nonprofit organization that can turn your unused ECU tickets into a fun day for a family with special needs. If you can't make it to the next Pirate game, simply call 1-800-DIAL-ECU and donate and designate your tickets for Robbie's Clubhouse. Go Pirates!
When a storm hits, you can count on Greenville Utilities. They put their emergency storm plan into action to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. If you experience an outage, call them toll-free at 1-855-767-2482. The automated hotline can handle a large number of calls at once, virtually eliminating busy signals, so help can be on the way as fast as possible. Remember, GUC's emergency hotline number is 1-855-767-2482.
This is Coach Steve Shankweiler, offensive line coach for East Carolina University football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Jersey Mike's open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. You can order in the store or online through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your hosts, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, we got football coming up tonight on Pirate Radio. D.H. Conley in action, taking on Cary, and enjoyed the call with Alan Vick and Rob Maloney last week. Sounding crystal clear, by the way. Shout out to Wes Hines and the folks behind the scenes that have it sounding great, and that's coming up tonight at 7 o'clock. Before that, you can hear the High School Huddle right here at 6 o'clock. Let's talk to the host of that show, the voice of Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, the voice of Minges Coliseum. He is Morgan Ahlers, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Morgan, how you doing, man?
Doing great, man. It's a beautiful day, end of the week, high school football tonight, and excited about the show we've got coming up at 6.
Well, let's go ahead and start there, Morgan. It was a rough week for Pitt County teams outside of Farmville Central last Friday anyway. And how about Ron Cook in his first game as head coach of the Jaguars, picking up a big win? And I think folks are excited about Coach Cook there in Farmville.
Yeah, he's a very dynamic man. I mean, he's very enthusiastic. He's getting his players to buy in just like he did down in Pamlico County. And Farmville Central, it might take a few years. They're going to win a few games this year, and they're in a very tough conference, very tough league. But I think what you'll see with him is over time he's going to build the culture that he really wants to have, and that doesn't start at the high school level. It starts at the middle school and the Pee-wee, the prep league level. And I think once the kids at that age start seeing what's going on, they're going to want to play. And I think good times and good things are getting ready to happen in Farmville Central for the next few years.
Couple of teams looking to get back on track. One of those is J.H. Rose, as they have a tough test tonight in Week 2, Morgan, taking on Cleveland.
Yeah, they do. Cleveland beat Cary, I think, last week 52-0. A very good team, very powerful when you look at the line they've got. They've got a running back that's going to be going to Carolina next year. Of course, Rose has a running back in Michael Allen that's going to be going to state, so interesting matchup there. But I think this is going to be a tough test for the Rampants. It's going to be a tough test for the quarterback Taylor for J.H. Rose. And, they're going to have to play almost a perfect game and knock off Cleveland. Not that it's impossible, but it's going to be a tough matchup for J.H. Rose this early in the season.
And another team trying to get their first win of the year, D.H. Conley. I really enjoyed listening to Alan Vick and Rob Maloney last Friday night following the high school huddle, but I did not enjoy the game, Morgan, because D.H. Conley lost in their opener. They tried to right the ship tonight against that Cary team you just spoke about.
Yeah, they traveled to Cary, going up to the Raleigh area, and this is a game I think Conley can win. I think Nate Connor is going to have his guys ready to play. Nate's a really good coach, got a really good coaching staff down at Hollywood's Crossroads. I think Conley wins this one maybe by 2 to 3 touchdowns.
All right, Morgan Ahlers joining us. You'll hear from Nate Connor tonight. Also, Will Bland, Coach Andy Two from South Central, Perry Owens from Washington, Ron Cook from Farmville Central, Double B, Brian Bailey. And how about Todd Light there and Aiden Grifton? You know the Carterettes, Morgan. Can Aiden Grifton get a victory tonight?
East Carteret's a very good football team, got a good quarterback, well coached. I think the issue with Aiden Grifton right now is numbers. Coach Light mentioned it last week, talked to him earlier this week, and, again, they just don't have the numbers that they used to have as far as linemen. They can't afford to get anybody hurt, and this is going to be a tough matchup, but at the same time, it's week number 2. They say the most improvements are between week 1 and week 2, and I think Aiden Grifton's got a good shot at it, but it's going to be a tough matchup.
Morgan Ahlers packing all these guests in just 1 hour. It's the high school huddle coming up tonight, 6 o'clock, getting you set for D.H. Conley, Cary, and all of the area high school football. And Morgan, just generally speaking, it's great to have it back. Loved last Friday night, following around on social media as to what was going on all across the area with all the folks covering these games. It's a lot of fun time of the year.
Yeah, it is, and you watch either Touchdown Friday or whatever your source might be for getting the different games, and it's always neat. They do a great job of updating, and with social media now, it's so easy. You can have somebody just at the game following, and play-by-play or series-by-series, they can get you updated. And sometimes you feel like you're right there if they do a really good job at it. Sometimes you see a score in the first quarter, and you don't see anything until the fourth quarter. So it's sort of hit and miss, but generally, it's a neat time to watch social media, Twitter, and follow the games and see who's doing what, when, and where, and why.
and why. Morgan, I saw on hoistthecolors.net a thread about games in Charlotte for East Carolina, and they had the number at 3-2 overall for the Pirates. A win over NC State, a win over West Virginia, a dramatic victory over Virginia Tech, and then a couple of losses to South Carolina and NC State. I've only been to one of those games, Morgan, and I picked the worst one to go to. It was when ECU donned the highlight yellow jerseys, John Thompson's final game against the Wolfpack, and that one got ugly. How many of those games have you attended there in Charlotte over the years?
Out of the games that I've been there twice to see the Pirates.
What's your record?
I think I'm 2-0.
Okay.
West Virginia game and the NC State game that we won.
So you trying to make it 3-0 coming up next Thursday?
There is no try, Clip Brock. It is a will. We will make it 3-0 with the captain in the house.
Oh, baby. Captain Morgan is there. That means the Pirates are victorious. And, Morgan, Mike Houston broke it down. I mean, game week has begun because this is a Thursday game. They don't have to wait till next Saturday. The final preps are going in. They still have some work to do, but Mike Houston and his team, I know they like the prep time, but I'm sure the players and the coaches are about ready to take the field at this point, right?
Yeah, it's these guys have been going at it now all summer and spring, and they get out there the 1st of August. I think the first week the average temperature was probably 75, maybe 80 degrees at the most. And then the next week they go out, week number 2, and the they call it Indian summer. I don't know why, but it's just hot, and it's been hot ever since. So that's going to bode good for the Pirates, I think, in both the opener and the September the 11th game against South Carolina, because we're used to playing in the heat. That's the one disadvantage about not having an indoor practice facility. It gets too hot, you still have to practice. These whiny pots that have the indoor practice facility, it gets too hot. Let's go inside in the air conditioning and play football. So, big advantage for the Pirates.
All right, there you go. The Pirates have the edge in this matchup due to practicing in the heat, according to one Morgan Ahlers. Morgan, week 1 is next week. Week 0 is tomorrow. Less than 24 hours from now, we'll have kickoff between Illinois and Nebraska. Also, UCLA and Hawaii tomorrow. Some other matchups. It's not the best slate I've ever seen in college football, but will you be watching on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm going to be watching the games as much as I can. I'm excited. It's just fun to watch a real game. And you watch some scrimmage games in the NFL, and you see the 7th-string quarterback playing the 12th-string defensive back and trying to match up. And, after a while, it's fun to watch, but after a while you go, what else are we going to watch? But tomorrow, the things get going for real. I think that Illinois-Nebraska game's got some interesting matchups. Of course, coach for Nebraska under a little pressure right now for some things that have been going on over there. Going to be interesting to see if he survives the season.
Yeah, Scott Frost, who is a Cornhusker legend, now on the hot seat as far as coaching goes. And how about on the other side, Morgan? Are we rooting, I guess, for former Pirates, Tony Peterson and Chase Hayden, or do we care that they're on the Illinois side of things?
I do. Obviously I've known Coach Peterson since he was recruiting Holton way back under Scotty Montgomery. Developed a very good relationship with him, and I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's not on the sideline against us when we play next Thursday, when he was at last year.
Yeah.
But Tony's one of the good guys in the business. I think that it obviously didn't work out here. I think there was a lot of friction between some folks on the coaching staff, let's just put it that way, offensively. And, Coach Peterson's one of the good guys in the business. Wish him well, and love to see them upset Nebraska. Man,
friction on the sidelines and in the rooms there can lead to issues on the field, and that's why you got to feel pretty good about this ECU 2021 season, right, Morgan? I mean, it seems like everybody's on the same page with the coaches and certainly with the players. We've been able to talk to the Pirate Radio players, our athletes, inside the Players Lounge on Mondays, and those guys, they all seem like great kids, Morgan, but also they all get along well, and it seems like they have a pretty good locker room over there right now.
I really think you just hit it on the head. They do like each other. They do like playing with each other and, going out there and going to war with each other. And I think if you were to really sit down and talk to the coaches, I'm willing to bet you almost to a man the coaching staff likes coaching together and likes working with this group, because you can just see over the last couple of years maybe the transformation of how Coach Houston handles himself in the media. You and I have talked about that. Now you go in and there's some smiles on some faces. Granted, we're undefeated right now in this season.
Right.
We're undefeated. But I think these guys really like working with each other, and that's always a positive. And you got to be excited for this team and what the opportunities that present themselves down the road.
Morgan Ahlers joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Got the High School Huddle coming up tonight, 6 o'clock right here on Pirate Radio. Morgan, have a great weekend, man, and have a great show coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, getting everybody ready for some football. And we'll talk to you one day next week. We'll figure it out. I guess we'll try to get you back on Friday to recap ECU and App State. How about that?
That should work. Hopefully can be back in the stadium. Plans to come back, leave Friday morning to come back from Charlotte, and hopefully be back in the studio in the afternoon.
Sounds like a winner. We will talk to you then. Morgan, appreciate you joining us today, man.
Thank you, Clip Block. Are you Clip Block?
That's me.
Clip Block. You are a legend, Clip Block. I don't care what anybody says.
H&R are my uncles.
Yeah, is that true? Wow.
Bye, Morgan.
Bye, Clippy.
There is Morgan Ahlers. I am Clip Brock, and this is Pirate Radio Live. And coming up at 6, we'll have the High School Huddle with the captain himself, Morgan Ahlers. He's got a great lineup of guests coming up tonight. Area coaches, Double B. You'll get set for all the area high school football action on this Friday night, leading up to D.H. Conley and Cary Vikings trying to pick up their first win of 2021 after losing last week. All right, let's get a break in. We will come back when we return. Let's hear from Donnie Kirkpatrick, East Carolina offensive coordinator. He spoke with the media earlier this week following ECU football practice. We'll talk Mason Garcia, Ryan Jones, App State, and a whole lot more when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Got our Bud Light ECU report, a huge Bud Light giveaway today as well. How about a 15-pack of 16-ounce Bud Light aluminum bottles and a 12-pack of Red Oak Hummingbird Golden Lager? We'll also throw in a shirt, koozies, and a large 2-topping pizza from Domino's. It can all be yours in hour 3 of today's show. Free Beer Friday. We got our Bud Light ECU report when we return after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
You
UBE is excited to offer the Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgating supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town and is your one-stop shop for all things ECU. Daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, Under Armour, and a fresh new ladies selection. And the young Pirates can plunder in the Crow's Nest, which is the only kid store dedicated to ECU in the nation. Plenty of free parking, and you can visit online at pirateware.com. They're geared up and ready to see you for football this season. Go Pirates!
Summer is a great time to buy beautiful new furniture at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Now, during our big summer sell-off, we've lowered prices all over the store. You'll find a great selection of the hottest living room furniture, bedrooms, and dining sets at savings that are hard to resist. And look for huge in-stock savings on sofas, sectionals, and recliners from Lazy Boy, Bassett, and Rowe with the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, enjoy local delivery for just $20.21 during the big summer sell-off now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Your office deserves a proactive tech support approach instead of always reacting to issues after the damage is done. You need BizCare. BizCare tech support and cybersecurity plans keep you ahead of potential issues and much safer from cyber threats like ransomware. What's at your office? Call William today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com.
Do you suffer from pain, anxiety, or sleeping issues? Eastern Healthcare has a solution for you. Eastern Healthcare is the premier CBD store with retailer quality products to help with any ailment you might have. They carry nationally recognized brands such as Curative's Delta 8, CBD Distillery, and Charlotte's Web with a wide variety of delivery systems.
This is Adam from Eastern Healthcare. Come visit our store at 2245 Stantonsburg Road across from Vidant Hospital or call 227-4199. Eastern Healthcare. Wellness starts here.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back for the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner. Be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow us at PR927FM. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at FreePR927FM. Join the close to 50,000 followers today. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on a Football Friday and a Free Beer Friday here on Pirate Radio Live. Can't wait to talk to Kevin Monroe at 5 o'clock, get his thoughts on the 2021 Pirates. We'll look at App State, and Kevin's got to be excited. This could be the best ECU secondary we've seen in years. We'll run over the secondary with the former ECU defensive back, Nemo, coming up here on Pirate Radio Live. Right now, we'll talk some offense and hear from Donnie Kirkpatrick as part of our Bud Light ECU report. You can pick up some Bud Light this weekend and enjoy week 0, or you can win in hour 3 of today's show. Be giving away some Bud Light along with some Hummingbird Golden Lager as well, coming up in just a little bit. Let's hear from Donnie Kirkpatrick. Stephen Igo asked Donnie K about Mason Garcia getting that backup spot for East Carolina heading into the opener against App State. And here's Donnie's talk on Mason Garcia.
Well, I think that Mason's had a good opportunity to be that number 2. And, I guess I made a lot of comments. I don't know what Coach had said exactly, that nobody separated or whatever, that we'd watch that last scrimmage and go back and review really the last week of practice. And when we did that, he gave us the best chance. We thought he was trending the best way. Tremendous talent, just needs more playing time. We feel good about him. He's got one game experience in there. I hope that we could play, in a role where he didn't have to start right away, but you don't always have that luxury. But I'm excited about Mason's future.
All right, Donnie Kirkpatrick was asked if something happens to Holton Ahlers, is he comfortable putting Mason Garcia in? Is Garcia ready to roll as the Pirates' top quarterback?
Well, I'd probably throw up in my mouth a little bit. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you there a little bit. But no, I really would. You know what I'm saying? We would have a package ready for him. Obviously, I don't think he's ready to be Holton Ahlers, you know what I'm saying, with that experience and have maybe the complete playbook with checks and, different things like that available to him. But at the same time, he's got great ability. We know he's a great dual threat. He can run. He's big. He can be physical. And he has got a cannon for an arm. And so, yeah, we'd roll with him. I mean, every day when they're in there, they're playing like they're the starter. Every day in the meeting room, they're responsible to be preparing just like they're the starter. So you're never probably totally ready till you get out there. But he's been out there. So I really would expect him to be excited and ready to go.
All right, Holton Ahlers, QB1, Mason Garcia, the backup. Donnie Kirkpatrick talked about the rest of the quarterback room.
Well, it gets to the point when the season gets ready to start, and that's kind of what we're in right now. We've kind of gone from phase 1 to phase 2. Now we're in game, like mode. The other guys don't get a lot of reps. You know what I'm saying? The number 3 guy kind of learns by osmosis. He kind of stands. He gets a few skelly reps. He gets to throw the drills. He gets to do the one-on-ones. But he has to just participate mentally because you just don't have enough time or you can't put the lineman through all those reps for that guy to get, very many reps. So right now, Ryan Stubblefield looks like he's probably would be the 3rd guy to go. Alex Flynn's still in there competing with that a little bit, I think. So Stubby could bring he's got some energy now. You know what I'm saying? I had said earlier in the scrimmages in the stadium, our 3s and 2s were not very good. They kind of made the scrimmages a little bit ugly at times. But on the field out there, Ryan has definitely shown some ability to move the ball, though. So he's a guy who's just not going to get a lot of reps right now because you're the number 3.
Chandler's rooting for Ryan Stubblefield, so you can call him, was it Stubby? Stubbs? What'd you call him? I like both of those nicknames. Stubby. Maybe we'll see some Stubby.
Look good in the spring.
Yeah. All right, let's stick with the quarterbacks. Stephen Igo asked Coach Kirkpatrick, how much freedom does Holton Ahlers have now at the line of scrimmage to audible, to change plays, to change looks?
Well, more and more, yeah. And as he continues to make good decisions, we will continue to let him do that more and more. Today's game, though, defenses are just so multiple now. I mean, when I went to college, the offense playbook was about this thick, and the defense was like a flyer. You know what I'm saying? You ran the 50 defense, or you were a 4 down. You maybe had one changeup. Now their playbook's bigger than our playbook. They've got so many different personnel groupings in there, so many different stunts. Nobody plays base defense. Everybody's got some kind of a scheme going. So you have to have the ability for your quarterback to get you out of some bad looks, because there's going to be some overloads, there's going to be some bad looks, and get you into another play. So a lot of it's just that. You just got to make some checks, and then then the rest of it, quarterbacks have to make decisions on everything. Not just the RPO game, do you run, do you pass, but you got to make decisions on reads and different things like that. The other big thing with our system is the quarterbacks have to know the protection, so they have to line up. So they've got to see where the pressure's coming, and that's different. There are different keys every week. Appalachian State's defense is not that different from our own defense in far as the way they initially line up, but all the tendencies, all the keys are different. So now we've been in 14, 15 practices, and we've been coaching, watch the safety, he will give this away, or this linebacker does this. Now we're in, and we got a couple extra days, which is kind of nice on that first game. Those tendencies are no more. Now we're having to study, well, their tendency is this. You've got to look for this.
East Carolina kind of treating the scrimmages, especially the second one, like preseason football. You know what you got from your vets, so you're not going to run them that much. And we saw that with Rajay Harris and Keaton Mitchell. So Donnie Kirkpatrick was asked, are those guys healthy and fresh heading into this week of practice preparation and the season opener Thursday against Appalachian State?
Yeah, neither scrimmage did Keaton or Raji get a lot of the reps. Now, they got a lot of the reps in the practices out there. But the emphasis in the scrimmages really were who would be the next guy. You know what I'm saying? We got to find that third guy. We got some good competition going on there for that. That'll be an ongoing competition, but they've played a lot. The running backs take so much punishment. They give out some punishment, but they take so many hits that you just can't afford to get those guys too banged up. And so we rested them as much as we can. Now, they're workers. They don't like to not be in there. They're competitive kids. And they've got their own little friendly rivalry going as well, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't try to get in the way of that. But they know the ones that count for them are the ones in the games.
All right, Donnie Kirkpatrick there on the running backs. Speaking of running backs and maybe a receiver as well, he was asked about Maceo Donald's role. Maceo put on scholarship this offseason, has been playing some at the receiver position as well, and he was asked about his role.
Well, he's going to have to do both. He's going to have to be that hybrid player that, as somebody's out this week, you're going to have to go do this. He did a great job through the most part of the camp playing running back. I think there are some plays, there are some situations where he's a pretty good back, especially third down, some different things like that. Some of the wider type plays, he can really give you a burst of speed there. With Tyler Snead, who was out, now Tyler could have went. Tyler's fine. Tyler's played 1,000 some plays, whatever. So, the trainer was like, well, I think he can go to scrimmage. We're like, why? Why would we put him out there right now? Tyler Snead's the same every day. As Houghton told me, he said, I think Tyler, as long as he's there for pregame, I think he'll be fine. He'll play the same game. But with him down, we kind of started to notice Josiah was out. He was out. Okay, well, maybe some of the other guys are not quite ready. Maybe Meso's had a good camp. Let's put him in here. So he's just going to really be the emergency player that's going to have to fill in everywhere. And we'll have to work him both ways. So he has to kind of get with the receiver coaches, he has to kind of get with the running back coaches, and he has to kind of got to know both. But he's a sharp enough guy that he can do that.
A lot of talk about the tight ends this offseason and that room finally being full in year 3 of Mike Houston. Donnie Kirkpatrick gave his thoughts on how tight ends have been used previously and maybe how that'll look different in 2021.
Well, we haven't thrown it to him maybe as much, as we would like to have thrown it to him. Some of that was because maybe that's not probably what they were good at. Like I say, when we got here, I told the story many times. We didn't have a tight end. Xavier Smith, I guess, had been the tight end. He was going back to linebacker. So we had one guy, I guess, that came back. He'd had a broke hand the year before, and really he had hands like feet, so he really couldn't catch it. So we didn't throw it to him very often, anyhow. Jeremy Lewis, we would have thrown it to more. He did catch a touchdown early in the year, and then he stayed hurt most of the year, so we didn't get a chance to do that. But the tight ends were in there blocking like crazy. They've been in there a lot. We're a lot of tight end formations, a lot of tight end, different guys. This year, though, we can throw it to them. Shane Calhoun kind of came on last year, had a pretty good rookie season, really went by my expectation. I thought he'd be good. I didn't think he'd be that good that early. Ryan Jones, obviously, is a receiving type tight end. So, when you get one, then you kind of get two, then you start saying, well, now we can put more stuff in. Okay, put more stuff in. And so right now in practice, we're throwing it to them quite a bit out there.
All right, that could be a piece of this offensive puzzle in 2021. Speaking of tight ends, starting to hear more about Ryan Jones coming along towards the end of fall camp. What's the update on the transfer from Oklahoma?
He's as good an athlete as anybody around, and we knew that. We had some friends, obviously, that were at the school that he came from, and they said, he's going to probably be one of your best athletes on the team, if not your best athlete. Now, he played a lot of different positions. He played all defense. In high school, he was a true wide receiver. He's 240-some pounds now, so he's not really going to be a, prototypical type wide receiver. He needs to be that hybrid tight end. But he got here, he had to learn, what are the signals, what are the plays. You guys are crazy the way y'all practice out here and all the things. You had to learn all those different things. This camp, coming back after being here for spring and summer, he's been a total new guy. Now he knows what to do. He's got a spring in his step. I think he's on the verge of breaking loose here. I really hope that we can get him involved. But not only as a pass receiver, because those guys got to block too.
All right, Donnie Kirkpatrick was asked about the changes at practice now that we are in a game week as opposed to what they've been doing on the practice field.
Well, you start to narrow down. When you go through the camp, you have an install sheet. You're going to put this in day one, we're going to put this in day two, then maybe day three you're going to repeat, whatever. But you end up putting in something in every day. It's just install. Let's get this in here. Let's look at it. Let's see how this fits us. All right, let's change this. Let's move this. Now that we know we're playing one team, we're just narrowing everything down into this is what's good, we think, versus what they do. So your focus just narrows into the plays you're going to call, the formations you're going to call. You're not in the camp, you're playing everybody. Like I say, you look up, who was in there. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a travel squad. You got about 30-some guys offensively that'll really be ready to play. So you're giving all your work on your field just to those guys.
And Donnie was asked, how scripted would the plays be for Appalachian State when it comes to scripting the start of the game and how all that works?
Well, it's a game plan. It's a game plan, and it's more of a situational scrimmage. You have plays that you would call on what we call P and 10, which is the first play of each drive, which you think are good openers based on the tendencies. Are they a pressure team? Are they play a little bit more conservatively on the first down of each series right there? You have second long, you have third medium. You have all the different situations as you get into what's the mythical red zone. It kind of has to change based on their tendencies, goal line play. So you have all different sections. And then you kind of script within, like, well, this will probably be my first third and long call. This will be my first third medium call. So it's like that. And then there's a little thing usually before the game. Most games, I'd probably do a little bit of the old Bill Walsh. I'd probably script a little lucky number of plays that I want to get run. A lot of that's because you think, obviously, well, these are going to work based on what you've been watching on tape. But also they're like, well, I want to set up maybe another play. So I'm going to make sure we run this, and then we see, well, how do they defend that? Or you're going to do a motion to see, like, well, what does that do to them? And then you might just have it play, well, this play will be okay. This will be a pretty safe play. Later thinking, well, if they adjust like we hope they will adjust, that's where maybe that big play will come from. So that's kind of the process of what you do.
Donnie Kirkpatrick, part of our Bud Light ECU report. We'll hear from Blake Harrell coming up next hour, Kevin Monroe, as well as Kevin will join us live coming up when we return from our next time out. I saw this score while we were running over those Donnie Kirkpatrick cuts. Shirley and Chandler, Team USA Women, the under-16 national team, Team USA Women played Costa Rica in basketball. There were 133 points scored in the game combined. What do you think the final score was?
133 points?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 131-2.
Okay, Chandler.
Jesus. I'm going to go 90-40.
Well, believe it or not, Shirley was closer.
Oh my goodness.
121-12.
Whoa! If I was that coach, I wouldn't tell nobody.
Team USA Women's Under 16 national team won 121-12. Good grief.
Woo-wee. That's brutal, man.
I'm kind of upset they didn't just go for the shutout there. Like 12, let's make that 8 or 5 or 0. But that is an alarming score there. All right. Anyway, I just saw that. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. When we return, Kevin Monroe joins us. We'll talk all things Pirate football, get you ready for ECU and Appalachian State. Maybe talk some NFL as well, as K-Mo has some dealings with those athletes. He's also, unfortunately, a Cowboys fan. So we'll dive into all of that when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Hour 3 on the way. Also, Free Beer Friday will make you a winner in our next hour as well. We'll be back after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Co-author of Stick Together, a simple lesson to build a stronger team. She is Kate Lavelle.
It's like a study book. There's 7 principles in there, and I'm doing workshops on this, and, I can do 3 to 5 hours covering it because we go into in-depth conversations on how do you apply belief, how do you live it, how do you keep it alive every single day, and how do you make your team powerful with it. So it's a quick read, but you can really dive deep into each of these principles.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Hey Birdland, experience an Orioles game this season with the convenience and privacy of your very own suite. Choose from an array of options and prices to gather with family and friends or entertain clients. Each suite features climate-controlled interior seating, a private restroom, and comfortable outside seating. Plus, enjoy the best views of Camden Yards. Suites can accommodate 8 to 22 guests. Capacity is limited, so select your dates and purchase tickets now. Learn more about single-game suites at Orioles.com/suites.
At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Because slice to order makes a sub above. Alone, chicken, onions, peppers, and cheese have potential. Together, they have a purpose, a destiny, and a name. Jersey Mike's number 16 Chicken Philly. Because grilled to order makes a sub above.
You've worked hard to start your business and working even harder to make it successful. And that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from Select Bank and Trust. And as the business world throws you curveballs, we're here to be responsive to your needs. Our team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Karen Staten with AG Home Solutions. Thinking of remodeling? We are your one-stop shop for all your home design needs. Our AG Home Solutions design team has over 25 years of experience. Need a new bathroom or kitchen? Looking to upgrade your cabinets, countertops, tile, or flooring? The Design Center is open to all homeowners and contractors. Call us for an appointment. Visit agshomesolutions.net and mention Pirate Radio to receive a $100 discount through the end of August. AG Home Solutions, turning your remodeling dreams into reality.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Gloria, what is cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy is when your body is exposed to extremely cold but therapeutic temperatures for several minutes. It has many benefits, including decreased pain, decreased inflammation, increased energy, and improved overall wellness. That's why at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we offer a wide variety of services, including cryotherapy. So whether you're an athlete or whether you just want to give your health a boost, cryotherapy will help to ensure that you're feeling great and living well. So come chill with us and you'll be back for more.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Megan State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Got damage? Damage from wood rot? Fixed. Damage from smoke or fire? Fixed. Damage caused by water? Fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, coming up at the end of this segment, we will make you a winner. It is Free Beer Friday. We've got a 15-pack of 16-ounce Bud Light aluminum bottles. and a 12-pack of Red Oak Humminbird Golden Lager. Also, we'll throw in a shirt, koozies, and a large 2-topping pizza from Domino's Free Beer Friday, presented by Bud Light. And every day, especially game day, is better with an ice-cold Bud Light. Grab some for Week 0 on Saturday and for Thursday night when the Pirates take on Appalachian State at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. And Kevin Monroe will be on the call alongside the voice Jeff Charles. Coming up on Thursday night, he joins us now on the Fixed NC Live line. Kevin, welcome back to the show. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Cliff. How you guys doing?
We're fired up. We're ready to go. Kevin, you've had some good moments there, I guess, at Bank of America Stadium. Every time I hear no flags on the field, I think of Kevin Monroe on the call when T.J. Lee ran in the block punt against Virginia Tech. And then you think about that 2011 opener against South Carolina. The Pirates were putting it to Spurrier and the Gamecocks in the first half, and, man, it got away from them quick there in the second half. But, Kevin, the Pirates, I believe, 3-2. Beat West Virginia, beat NC State, beat Virginia Tech. Did you play in any of those games in the 90s in Charlotte, Kevin?
I played in the NC State game. I want to say that was 96. I think I was a redshirt freshman, so it was my first year on the field. I was mostly on special teams, but I can remember getting in late in the game because that was a bit of a blowout. So we won that game big. So I remember getting in the game late as a corner, playing most of the fourth quarter, I think it was Albus Whitted maybe who was the track star, and I was covering him, and all he did was run go routes and post routes. So I just was backpedaling and flying out of there every play because he didn't run anything else, and he had just beaten Carl Lewis, I think, in the Olympic trials that year. So it was definitely very interesting. But yeah, it was a good time. Definitely have some good memories at NC State, or playing against NC State in Charlotte.
I hadn't heard that name in a while. Wasn't he a Jaguar? Wasn't he in the league for a little bit, Kevin?
He was.
Yeah.
But he played. He didn't last very long. Everybody realized he could only go deep.
Yeah.
But he was fast.
Albus Whitted. And how about 2008? Your go from the field to the booth, Kevin, and you called that block punt by T.J. Lee a great defensive performance by the Pirates that day. They got enough offense in the second half, and then were able to win it there at the end with the special teams.
Yeah, and I guess even before I got there, I forgot to mention that obviously I signed as a free agent with the Panthers.
Yeah.
In 2000, so I played 2 home games there. So I got, as a player, I got to play, as a Panther there. But yeah, that game versus Virginia Tech, that was a good season just in general, with defense playing well all year long, and the Coach Holtz, and that block punt kind of set the tone for that season. Returning that in was kind of special, and it was fun to call that. So just thinking about all the big calls over the years just gets me excited about the season starting up.
Absolutely, and let's start with the defense, Kevin. I'm on board with, I've said it this offseason. I think they take another step here in 2021. Defensive line is a bit of a concern, but I love the veteran linebackers. And look, this secondary, Kevin, and then as a DB, I know you got to be excited about the potential of this 2021 secondary with guys like Jaquan McMillan returning, and Nolan Johnson, Juwan Powell, DJ Ford is a newcomer who looks like he's going to make an immediate impact. Younger guys like Tegan Wilk, veterans like Warren Saba. You've got a lot of knowns there in the secondary, Kevin, and a lot of guys that have played some pretty good football for ECU. So I'm excited about that position in particular. What's your take on the secondary this year?
Yeah, they certainly come back as the best part of the defense, right? You've got guys with a lot of experience. Some of these guys have been playing since they were freshmen. And, they were on some bad defenses early on. I think they would admit to that, and got a lot better last year. Took some big leaps last year. And they still gave up, 35 points a game last year, 246 yards through the air each game. But we could definitely tell as a fan, as a broadcaster, that they were doing things much better, finding the football in the air, making plays on the football. And I've gone on record saying Jaquan McMillan, I think, is the best corner we've had here in a long, long time. So I think he's certainly held his own. The corners on the other side have to step up and kind of meet him where he is. But yeah, just seeing some of these safeties, some of these backup players doing it game in and game out, showing that they deserve to have some opportunities back there, and then some of these younger guys coming along towards the end of last year, and then in camp this year pushing some of these veteran guys. It makes it exciting because they've got a lot of competition in camp, making those receivers better. but also that back end of that defense should be a lot better this year.
And that linebacker position has a lot of knowns as well, Kevin, with Xavier Smith and Bruce Bibbins. Aaron Ramsour has played a lot of football. Miles Berry's a name we've started to hear a little bit of. And if you want to throw Jaira Wilson, Gerard Stringer, and I don't know what exactly that position is, but it's either a linebacker or a safety type player, but that position has been pretty good over the last 2 years with those two guys. I'm excited about the linebackers. Again, I go back to the D line. That's where you have the most unknowns. But as far as the back, part of that defense with the linebackers and secondary, you feel pretty confident, right?
You can't say enough about guys like Bruce Bivens. I mean, if one thing came out of COVID is getting everybody that extra year back, and last year not counting. So to get some of these guys back that are just playmakers, Bivens and Xavier Smith, and then you mentioned Wilson and Stringer. Those two guys were just all over the field last year, and we didn't even really know what to expect out of them. And they, up there with some of the top tacklers. So that linebacking core is strong. The guys behind them, guys like Miles Berry have gotten plenty of playing time. And so, I don't expect, as far as talent goes, the linebacking crew has the most talent. The DBs probably have the most experience. And you're right, the defensive line, it does get a little dicey up there. But there's some guys like Ricky Abreu and Elijah Morris that had some playing time that know what to do. Last year we had such a deep rotation, right? So you were rotating in sometimes 10, 12 defensive linemen in every game. So you have to think that's going to, have some benefits this season because so many guys got playing time and should be better a year later.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to figure out exactly their best four or three that they want to go out there. Elijah Morris is one of those. Rick DeBru's one of those, and we'll see who else kind of steps up alongside those guys. Kevin, as we move to the offensive side of the ball, Holden Ahlers has played a lot of football here in Greenville for East Carolina. We've seen some good, we've seen some bad. What do you want him to do, Kevin? What does he need to do here in this 2021 season to maybe take that next step to be a great, producing quarterback for ECU?
I don't think last year was his best year, and I want him to take a step forward. I want him to take a big step forward. I think the year before and the year before that were better years for him, and I don't know if at some point you get to where you're the starting quarterback and everyone's counting on you, and maybe that pressure, makes you not cut it loose as much. When he beat Carolina as a freshman, it was like he was just kind of out there just playing football like he was in high school, running around, getting after it. I want to see that Holden Ahlers back. He was a little bit too tight. He was, eyeing down receivers and made some throws that, were tough throws. I thought he bounced back the last two games of the season. That game against SMU was incredible. So I'd love to see him just take care of the football, but also just run that offense, like he's not tense, like he's not nervous, and go out there and just be a playmaker. And I think he can do that. So we're excited to have him. We're lucky to have him, and I want him to feel that way and go out there and just play ball.
He's got a couple of great backs behind him, Kevin. Two freshmen that really emerged last year with Rajay Harris and Keaton Mitchell, and it looks like a 1A, 1B situation. In fact, I think it was 2 weeks ago, they had both of them at the podium at the same time answering questions from the media. So it's a two-headed monster back there in the backfield. Yesterday, Ronnie Woodward was on from the Daily Reflector. We did some over-unders, and I set the combined rushing yards from Harris and Mitchell at 1,400. They had, I think, 1,100 and some change last year, maybe the high 1,000s, but I put it at 1,400, and I don't know how that would be split between the two. I don't think it's going to be a true 50-50. I say Rajay has a little bit more than Keaton, but Kevin, we could really see these guys truly split time, split carries.
Listen, the days of the Adrian Petersons of the world getting 30, 40 carries and 3 or 4 touchdowns, they're just over. Even in the NFL now, every team is splitting backs. I mean, you look at guys like Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram from a couple of years ago, and guys like that are star backs in their own regard. They're sharing carries, and then when you see them interview after the games, they're pumping each other up. And so to watch Rajay Harris and Keaton Mitchell, as you said, be interviewed a couple of days ago and talk about how much they liked the other one and how they were yin and yang and how they needed each other. That's the new age of running back. And so now Zeke Elliott is not afraid to have Tony Pollard go in there and get some carries. And that's the way it is in college now. These guys they're not so competitive. I mean, it may not have been that way back when, it was Jamie Wilson and Leonard Henry. They wanted to beat each other, right? They wanted to get in there and be the starter. it's not like that anymore. So I'm happy that they've got at least 2 backs, and I know they've got a couple more behind them that can do it as well. So I'm excited to see what these 2 young guys can do, catapulting forward from last year, because I know they'll be good. And I don't feel that animosity that it used to be in the past when you were sharing carries with another running back.
Yeah, Kevin, and at this time last year, we were talking more about Penix, Chase Hayden, heck, even Demetrius Mooney, who I think led the team in rushing in 2019. And we didn't know a lot about Rajay Harris. We didn't know hardly anything about Keaton Mitchell, and they became the stars. So this year, Kevin, we're not going to talk a ton about Pop McKay right now or about Macy O'Donnell or any of the other backs in the backfield, but by week 7, week 8, you might know a lot more about those guys.
Oh, there's no question. And the unfortunate thing, knock on wood, there's always injuries at running back, right? Someone always gets nicked up, even if it's something small. Someone always has an injury for a game or 2, and so you got to have that next guy step up. They're getting hit so much, you got to have that next guy ready. So yeah, having some of those guys you mentioned as backups, or just during the game that can come in and spell those guys for a couple plays is huge. You got to have that depth.
Kevin, you talked about what you wanted to see from Holden Ahlers taking a step to that next level. C.J. Johnson, man, the catch numbers were way down last year. The touchdown numbers were up. The average yards per catch was up. But that low catch number for him, that's got to take a major leap in 2021. What do you want to see out of C.J. Coming up in his 3rd year?
I'd like to see more route running and less just kind of running down the field and throwing his hands up saying I'm open when you got a DB draped all over you. Now, to his credit, he makes some incredible catches with DBs draped all over him. He knows that if you just throw it, I'll come down with it. And so he has that mentality where it wasn't just this great off the ball, I'm going to beat you off the ball and get open route running. And so I want to see some more of that. I want to see CJ catch some balls where he's wide open and people not all over him. And I think that was part of his catch numbers going down was that, Holden popped up and looked over there and he was covered. And he didn't want to throw it to him covered, that often. And so he looks like he's trimmed up a little bit. He looks stronger. He looks more explosive in the clips that I've seen. So I'm excited to see him just kind of go forward, run good routes, and be open. And that's easier on everybody when you're open and you can catch balls and just run after the catch.
Donnie Kirkpatrick said, too, that he had a ton of yards on PIs last year on drawing pass interferences, which means, again, DBs are all over him. So good call there. I think Tyler Snead is certainly going to be open quite a bit in 2021, Kevin. And now, I'm not worried about the position, but the Blake Proloss, who makes catches, Kevin, outside of your top 2 there? Is it somebody at the tight end position? I don't know, but that Blake Proloss could be looming large. Somebody's going to have to step up there outside of Snead and CJ.
Yeah, I'm hoping that, it's a guy that like just Hatfield or Omatosho or somebody gets back in the mix and starts to make plays. But, man, I mean, Blake Prohl was just incredible. He was always the guy that was open on 3rd down outside of Tyler Snead that can make that catch. You can always count on him, and we're definitely going to miss him. I think the Vikings are going to miss him this year with him going down with that injury.
Yeah.
It's going to take somebody stepping up. And I can remember the offensive coordinator saying last year that Tyler Snead at the beginning of the season was the best offensive player on the team. I thought that was a huge statement, but he showed it last year, didn't he? So this kid just makes play after play after play. I think he comes into the season, again, the best offensive player the Pirates have. But this time around, defenses are going to be keying off. And so he won't be open all the time like he used to be. And so it's going to be interesting to see, if CJ can get open, if some of these younger guys can get open, some of these veteran guys that have played a lot but haven't made very many plays can get open to spell him a little bit.
Kevin, I saved the O-line for last because it's, it's got a lot of question marks there. Bailey Malovic has transformed his body and gotten much bigger. Steve Shankweiler has talked about how much he likes this line compared and the depth of this line compared to when he first got here and how it's night and day. So we're expecting that. But, Noah Henderson, we still don't know if he's going to be ready to go. You still got a lot of question marks. They're moving Avery Jones to center, which means Fernando Fry is now a reserve. He started every game last year. So we're still kind of holding our breath, Kevin, just hoping that O-line can help East Carolina be productive in the run game and keeping Holden clean.
Yeah, I mean, we're past the point to where you just want 5 guys to not mess it up, right? Now you need 5 guys to dominate because you've got such good guys at running back. You've got a guy at quarterback that can make the throws if he has time. So you need these guys to gel and actually start to make plays. And so, as you said, with guys being moved around, there's been some injuries, people going to different positions. You don't know if they will be ready to gel specifically, be ready for game one in a week from now. So I don't know. It's hard to say. It's one of those positions I don't know a whole lot about, but I know that Coach Shankweiler does. I know he's one of the best offensive line coaches in the business, and I know he will have them ready to play. But being ready to play is not good enough sometimes. We need them to be dominate. We need them to go out and dominate defensive lines and make it easier on the running backs, easier on Holton Ahlers. And that remains to be seen. We'll have to see next week if they've gotten to that point yet. But as of right now, it looks like it could be one of the more dicier position groups on the team.
All right, here's some fan service for you listeners out there. This is what they want to hear. Kevin, when you look at the schedule, how many Pirate wins do you see in 2021?
Well, more than last year.
That's a good answer.
I would love to see them be bowl eligible. I think that would be a huge leap forward. But every year the schedule gets tougher and tougher. I mean, this is a tough conference. We thought when we got into this conference, we thought that we'd be able to dominate it, and we just haven't yet. And so we will see. I would love to see 6 wins. I don't know if we're there yet, but certainly more than last year.
Are you surprised, or what is your thoughts, Kevin, when you see Appalachian State minus 10.5? That number has actually gone down from 14.5. But do you have to kind of take a second look at that and say, wait, are we that far down from App State? Or we kind of are the way it's gone these past few years. What's your take on that?
You know what? I think this is a game the Pirates can win and will win. That being said, I was shocked. I was shocked just because. And not because of App State. It's not taking anything away from them. I've seen them get huge win after huge win over the years. I've seen them dominate in Conference USA. I know what they're capable of, but I just know that whenever we play them, we have usually been favored and we have usually come out on top. And so just to see that we're at this point now to where, and it's not even at home, it's not even at App, that they would be such huge favorites. I almost had to relook at what odds meant, like what's the negative and what's the plus. It was just so shocking. So I know that they got all their guys back, especially on defense. I know that they are very good and very well coached. It just seems wrong.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sit well with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You had to do a double take there, but their program and look, they've been a lot like Temple, Kevin, where Temple's been able to make that key hire once their coach gets hired away. Now, Rod Carey, there's some question marks on him, the new Temple coach, and maybe they finally did not make a home run hire, but App State somehow has been able to do that. They have had schools coming after their coaches. We've seen it the last couple of years.
Yeah, and you know what? Now that they've stepped up to play with the big dogs in the bigger conferences, and they're not playing FCS football, I think the pressure does pick up on these coaches. Before, I think hey, we're a little App State, and if we sneak up and beat you, or we win our conference, or we go deep in the playoffs, everybody's excited. But now you've proven that you can do it at the next level, and now it's going to be expected of you, right? And it's so much harder when there's these expectations. So we'll see how they continue to recruit. We'll see how they continue to coach and play, and if they can continue to win games like the one coming up next week, I think it'll only boost their program. But man, they've come a long ways, and I know a lot of people are. I love going up there to that Boone, Blowing Rock area and vacation. But to think that they'd be 10-point, favorites by Pirates is surprising, and they've come a long way.
Yeah, and hopefully we can have something to say about that coming up on Thursday. You'll hear Kevin Monroe with the voice Jeff Charles on the call at Bank of America Stadium. We'll talk a little NFL before we let you go, Kevin. Have you watched Hard Knocks this year?
You know that I have. You know that I have. I've enjoyed it, but I also know that every year I watch Hard Knocks, I feel great about that team.
Right.
And that team usually doesn't make you feel as good when you're watching the regular season.
Kevin, I hate to talk about your team this way and your head coach, but Mike McCarthy showing Austin Powers to fire up his team. What the hell is that about?
Listen, I don't get too caught up in the quirkiness of coaches. I just want them to do what they're supposed to be doing on game day.
Well, then again, yeah, you were with Steve Logan. If you got caught up with quirkiness, you would have never known a play at ECU, probably.
I mean, you would have thought Steve Logan was nuts. And here we are 20 years later, and all my former teammates, are all still quoting his line. But he was a great coach, and that's sometimes that's what it takes for you to be a little bit different.
Look, I'll say it. Your boys are scary on offense. I got CD Lamb breaking out in 2021 from a fantasy perspective. I think he has a monster year, even though there's a lot of mouths to feed there. But it kind of comes down to Dak, right? I mean, do you believe he is 100% ready to go for the opener?
It's hard to say because we haven't seen him throw much.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be fine. I'm more concerned about the secondary. and what that defense can do. You know, they've got some good linebackers. They've got a good defensive line, but they give up way too much in the secondary, and they don't give enough pressure sometimes on the quarterback. And so if they can be better on in the secondary, I think they'll have a good year.
And Kevin, before we let you go, I said something nice about the Cowboys. Can you say something nice about the Washington football team?
I mean, I like. Was it McLaurin?
Wow. Oh, that is a major slide. Terry McLaurin is his name. You know that. That's brutal, Kevin.
He's a good player. You know, I think you guys, you know, will be okay. I mean, it's a bad conference.
It is, yeah.
You know, if you finish second to the Cowboys conference, then that'll be good.
Kevin, always enjoy it, man. We plan to talk a lot of Pirate football with you here in 2021. We appreciate you joining us today, and have a great call on Thursday, man.
Will do, Clip. Appreciate it.
There is Kevin Monroe, former Pirate DB, now the color analyst, and he's had a lot of run-ins there at, I guess, Erickson Stadium and then Bank of America Stadium as a Pirate player, as a Panthers player, as an announcer, and will now be on the call. And, you know, Kevin has a lot going on. He is not as locked in year-round as we are to Pirate football, and he's probably, you know, I don't know how locked in he is to what App State's doing unless they're on the schedule. But I bet there was a lot of people like Kevin Monroe that saw that line and their first thought was, this has got to be a mistake. I kind of get it just because I'm locked in year to year, day to day with ECU and how far, you know, the program has fallen. I think it is on the way up. Don't get me wrong. But how ECU has gone down the roller coaster on the dip, and how App State has been on that incline with what they've been able to do. And it's impressive what they've been able to do, losing coaches as well and still keeping up that level of play there in the Sun Belt. But I bet there was a lot of people that saw ECU a double-digit underdog to little old Appalachian State and thought it was a mistake, or that they read something wrong. But hey, that is the case. That is the reality. Now it's time for the Pirates to go out and prove that they are not double-digit underdogs to a Sun Belt Appalachian State, and should not be. We will find out in mere days, 6 days away from kickoff and the Bud Light pregame tailgate, 3:30 on Thursday. Let's give away some Bud Light right now and open up the booty bag.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, we got a doozy for you today. It is Free Beer Friday. How about a 15-pack of 16-ounce Bud Light aluminum bottles, a 12-pack of Red Oak Hummingbird Golden Lager, a Bud Light shirt, koozies, and a large two-topping pizza from Domino's. What a prize pack we have for you today on Free Beer Friday. Shirley, what caller you looking for?
Number 12.
Caller 12, 317-1250. When we return, our Bud Light ECU report continues. Comments from Blake Harrell on the way after this.
Hey Birdland, do you want access to every Orioles home game in August and September? Now you can with O's Unlimited. For just $40 per month, you can have month-long access to every game in August and September. The O's Unlimited Pass will give you general admission standing room only access throughout Oriole Park, including the flag court and Budweiser roof deck. To purchase your O's Unlimited Pass, visit the Orioles Ticket Marketplace at Orioles.com/tickets or the MLB Ballpark app and have your tickets delivered instantly within the app.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
You've worked hard to start your business and working even harder to make it successful. And that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from Select Bank and Trust, and as the business world throws you curveballs, we're here to be responsive to your needs. Our team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
Hello, Pirate Nation.
This is Bram Anderson from Tiebreakers, and we are excited to announce that we will be opening our second location in Winterville soon. Right now, our growing company is hiring team members for all positions for both locations. We need managers, bartenders, servers, cooks, and dishwashers. If you're looking for an opportunity to be on a fun and exciting restaurant team, then come see us today. Apply in person at Tiebreakers at Bells Fork. Check us out at tiebreakersnc.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome boat prices from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
It's bow time. The new Bo's Chicken Sandwich isn't just any chicken sandwich. We took our time perfecting this bold seasoned, hand-breaded, certified Southern powerhouse. Pile that big league buttered milk crunch with crispy pickles and creamy mayo for a chicken sandwich so good, you'll forget your mic is hot.
Now over to you, John.
Tomorrow we are going to set a record.
It's so looking good.
Try the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, Offense Coordinator for ECU Football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. And congratulations to Steve Hill, who picked up a 15-pack of 16-ounce Bud Light aluminum bottles, 12 Red Oak Humminbird Golden Lager, Bud Light shirt and koozies, and a large 2-topping pizza at Domino's. Free Beer Friday brought to you by Bud Light. Every day, especially game day, is better with an ice-cold Bud Light. Pick up some Bud Light today at your favorite retailer. Bud Light, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989, and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday, a football Friday, week 0 coming up tomorrow. So we got some football games, and man, we once we get through the weekend, we'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of shows, and then on Thursday, no Pirate Radio Live because we will be inside the Bud Light pregame tailgate.
Holy cow. Game week has officially... And, you know, usually when we do week 1, we usually have the whole week to prepare.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We got a short turnaround, too.
Short week.
Ooh.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
So if I go running out the building yelling, just give me a minute. I'll come right back.
Today is Sunday, by the way.
Yeah, it's our Sunday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's our Monday.
Is Chick-fil-A open?
Not today.
All right.
What if the Chick-fil-A in Greenville was actually closed because we were all treating this?
We're recognizing this day as a Sunday.
Oh, crap. I forgot to go to church this morning.
Yeah. All right. Thursday, 3:30, Bud Light pregame tailgate. After the game Thursday night, the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show.
There's something new about that show, Clip. What is it?
A very tan man, Billy Weaver, will be alongside me.
Awesome.
And he's fired up. We're fired up. Ready to go, taking your calls throughout the night and into Friday morning coming up next week. All right, let's hear from Blake Harrell as we continue on our Bud Light ECU report, as he spoke with the media earlier this week following practice. And I guess so the talk has been the defense overall has looked better in the two scrimmages during fall camp. Apparently the defense had a setback on Tuesday. Did they show up and play better on Wednesday? Here's what Blake Harrell had to say.
Yeah, I think every day we can't miss an opportunity. I think I talked about that the other day. Just every rep's got to be better, and as coaches we expect that. Better than the last rep, the next rep's got to be even better and better and better. And, we're 8 days out. We got to continue to have urgency to be ready for App State and make sure everything's ready, game ready. And, you see guys pushing that way. I think yesterday the Heat probably buckled them a little bit, which is expected, but we kind of can't make excuses. It doesn't matter. It's hot, doesn't matter. You're tired, doesn't matter. Hey, you're 8 days away. That should be enough to get you ready and get you right for game time.
Blake Harrell was asked how the defensive line for the Pirates is coming along.
Yeah, excited about our depth all along our defense. Up front, in the back, linebacker, wherever it may be. We expect we have a lot of guys that can go play and has played in a ball game. And anytime you have experience coming back, it makes your job a little bit easier as coaches. And we got to continue to build that depth and keep pushing those guys forward, obviously. But we've got some guys, especially on the edge, that we feel like we're pretty solid, too deep. And the guys inside, they've played at least in some ball games. They still may be, first and second year players for the most part. But, you feel good that they've at least played in a ball game. A lot better shape than we were a year ago, for sure.
All right, Blake Harrell was asked if he has a set rotation as far as the amount of players he wants to see in and out of the game on the defensive line on game day for the Pirates.
No, we don't have a set number, so to speak. I think last year we did rotate a whole lot of bodies early on, and that was, you're coming off COVID and you're coming off, all that stuff, so it's a different story there. Ideally, you'd like to play two deep for sure up front to keep those guys rotating and fresh. If we have to dig into a third guy or five guys on the edge for two spots or five guys inside for two spots, you'd be okay with that. What happens is you get down to, if you're rotating, ones, twos, and threes all throughout practice, are they really getting enough reps to be game ready? Are they really seeing enough looks to be ready for App State or any football team this fall? So you would like to say, hey, these four guys handle these two spots, or these five guys handle these two spots. That way, every rep they get, they feel like, hey, come game time, I've seen everything I'm going to see, and I'm prepared, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right, there is ECU defensive coordinator Blake Harrell. He was also asked about Aaron Ramsor, another veteran linebacker still on this team. He has been around a long time, and he gave us an update on the Pirate linebacker.
Yeah, I'm ready to see Aaron too. I mean, we see flashes, right? Yeah. I want to see some consistency out of him, and that's the big thing. Is we've all seen it from here and there. Whether it's 2 years ago, I think the UCF game, last year USF game, you see flashes that hey, he can go stop and run, and he can get it on the ground, and he can trigger and fit holes and tackle ball carries and do all those things. We just got to see that on a consistent basis from Aaron. And he's getting there. He wants to. It's not that he doesn't want to. It's just that he's got to be consistent every single day. But the one thing he's done this fall camp and this preseason to this point is stay healthy, which he wasn't able to last year. So that's been a big plus for him. He's certainly in that rotation. And we just got to make sure he's locked in and game ready for App State.
All right, there's Blake Harrell. Shirley, we still got a couple of breaks to get to, right? So let's take one here. We'll come back. We'll hear more from ECU defensive coordinator Blake Harrell and hear what he has to say about Appalachian State, new pieces on their offense. How do you prepare for that? Tim Dowse, what kind of role has he had adding his expertise to the defensive room? What changes will we see at practice this week? And what guys on this roster on the defensive side live in the film room? We'll hear what Blake Harrell has to say to all those questions when we return on Pirate Radio Live on a Friday after this.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
We paid how much for those lessons?
Shh, she's doing great.
Oh yeah, totally. Can you pass me a Pepsi Zero Sugar? Great job, honey! Oh, look at that. That's not the end.
No way. Now it's time for the encore.
You know what? You're right. 5 times? Not enough times.
For everyone who traded in rock concerts for their kids' recitals, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. That's what I like.
Here is your ice-cold Pepsi Zero Sugar, sir. Oh, thanks. Wanna watch the game? Ooh, little sports ball on a Sunday afternoon. Don't mind if I do. Hey, did we win? It sounds like we won. It's still the first quarter. I must be lucky. People say that about me. Tough break on that free throw there. Shouldn't be doing that. Dude, we're watching football. Come on.
For everyone who spent the entire game explaining the entire game, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. That's what I like.
What's the big deal?
Where can you get pizza, bread twists, specialty chicken, and more for just $5.99 each?
Is it at Domino's?
He hands off hand toss pizza and a marble cookie brownie. He's going!
There's a lot of variety on the radio and at Domino's too, where you can
mix and match 2 or more. $5.99 each at Domino's.
2-item minimum. Pan pizza, bone-in wings, and bread bowls will be extra. Ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Has there ever been a greater collection of baseball talent than the players who participated in the 1970 All-Star Game? Wait till you hear the names. That's coming up next.
Baltimore Orioles baseball.
And he swings and belts this one to right field. Down the line. Stays straight. It does. It's gone. And what were we just saying? Cedric Mullins with a leadoff home run. He's got 20 of them now, and the Orioles with a 1-0 lead in the first inning.
Catch all the O's action right here on Pirate Radio, your home of the Baltimore Orioles.
The names will blow you away. Hall of Famers everywhere in the 1970 All-Star Game in Cincinnati. For the American League, Carl Yastrzemski, Frank Robinson, Harmon Killebrew, Rod Carew, Catfish Hunter, Jim Palmer, Jim Perry, and Sutton Sam McDowell. For the National League, Johnny Bench, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Roberto Clemente, Tony Perez, Bob Gibson, Gaylord Perry, Pete Rose, Willie McCovey, and Joe Morgan. The All-Star Game meant something in 1970. The two leagues really didn't like each other. Remember, this was the game that Rose bowled over Ray Fosse for a 5-4 National League win. You knew who these players played for. They played for the same team for years. Fast forward to today, and 10 All-Stars were traded just a couple weeks after this year's game. It's a different game and a different business. The loyalty is gone, teams to players and players to teams. It's fun to remember baseball 51 years ago. It truly was a golden era. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Pirate Radio.
And I can promise you, there will be no quarter, ever, from ECU football. Go Pirates!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful, and that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. As the business world throws you curveballs, Select Bank & Trust is here here to be responsive to your needs. Their team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All righty, on a Football Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live, we'll close out the show talking football and hearing from ECU defensive coordinator Blake Harrell. He spoke to the media after practice earlier this week, and App State has a new quarterback, a few new pieces, also a ton of returning starters. So how do you go about preparing for them with some of the new pieces they have on the offensive side of the ball? This is Cut 5.
Yeah, so there's some unknown there. You've got a receiver didn't play last year who caught 50 balls the year before. You got Bryce coming over from Duke, new offense system for him. So he's played at 3 different colleges now, Clemson, Duke, and now he's at App State. You got a new offensive coordinator in Ponce that's was at Louisville. But, you look at it, they're really kind of all still in the same family. I mean, Sutton, he was a big factor for him 2 years ago. Hennigan caught 80 balls that year. He caught 50 balls. We kind of see them the same. Maybe Sutton's got a little bit better speed. I don't know. Both really dang good football players. I know that. Ponce was there at App State before, comes back. You think they're going to still run the outside zone, the stretch play, throw play action pass, spread you out. Maybe he brings some of his stuff from Louisville in the third down passing game or in the red zone there. So, and the quarterback, I think I've been saying this, I don't know if he gets what kind of reputation he has coming from Duke, but he probably has a better system overall around him now. Receivers, tailbacks, O-line, just has a better supporting cast than maybe he had at Duke. And I'm not sure. I don't know much about Duke, but that would be my guess because App State's a dang good football team, and he's got really good set of receivers out there, some O-line that's nasty, and some tailbacks that's pretty deep in that stable there.
All right, Blake Harrell there on Appalachian State. How about a new coach added to the mix for East Carolina? Tim Dowse, special teams coordinator, also coaching up the edge rushers. How much has he helped the defense as a whole coming in as a new coach?
Yeah, he's done a great job in the edge room, and we're seeing you guys come off the ball, come off the edge, and get the quarterback here in preseason, and done a nice job just building some depth out there. And I think they're playing better than they ever have. And he's brought a lot of new thoughts to the room, and that's always good to have. Hey, maybe this is how we twisted things here or did things there, and so it's been good for us to kind of adopt some of those things and add them into our little package here.
All right, Blake Harrell was also asked about what changes will there be at practice now that we're leading up, now that we're in game week.
Yeah, so we've really been in App State preparation all week. We finished up our last scrimmage last Saturday. Our App State preparation has been all week, but for coaches, guys that's been in the business for years and years, sometimes your preparation 11, 12, 13 days out, doesn't matter if it's 3 days out, it's still the same. Sometimes for a 19, 20-year-old, preparation from day 13 days out versus 8 days, 7 days out may change. The urgency may change a little bit. So we got to keep ramping that up, make sure we tighten things up, make sure we communicate and ready to go. So that's really the big part there is making sure those guys have the urgency, and they're getting there, and we're getting closer and closer every day.
And finally, Blake Harrell was asked what guys on the defensive side of the ball live in the film room.
Warren Sape is the guy that I always say he's a coach on the field. He's always going to be in the right spot, doing the right thing, communicating. He can call out things pre-snap, and does a really nice job with that. And I think we talked about this one maybe last week, a couple weeks ago, that he wants to do that one day is be a coach. Elijah Morris does it up front, so you kind of got some guys at every level. Elijah does a really nice job recognizing things, studying in film, picking things up. And Miles Berry's one kind of in the middle there that's can pick up some things pre-snap. So if each of those guys, each position, and collectively as a side of the ball, defensive unit, we will do that. We can be pretty, have a chance to give ourselves an opportunity to win ball games.
All right, there is East Carolina defensive coordinator Blake Harrell. Again, first time he's able to have a spring ball and a uninterrupted fall camp, and is ready to go with this defense. And 2021, let me look at the total for ECU App State real quick. Again, App State is around a 10.5-point favorite. Total, I believe, is high 50s, but I will check it real quick, and we'll see what Vegas thinks the score will be of this football game. That number, as far as 10.5, has dropped from 14.5, and I'm seeing it right now, 10.5 total at 58.5. So Chandler, let's on the total 58.5. You think ECU and App State combined for over or under 58.5?
I think I'm going to go under 58.5.
Okay. So if it's 10.5,
I think that's just a tad bit too high.
34 plus 24 would be 58. So they're saying a score of like 35-24-ish would be the predicted. So can ECU, and that's right around what ECU gave up per game last year.
Right.
And ECU scored more than 24,
Well, I feel good about our defense. And then also the other day we were talking with Ethan Joyce. He was talking about that front seven and the experience they have. Could this be a defensive battle in this game?
I don't know.
So I'm going to take the under at 58.5.
All right. What? So what? We'll talk about this next week. But what kind of score are you thinking?
Like a 24 to 17.
Wow.
28 to 21.
Man, if it's that, I would be super impressed if our defense did that, and disappointed if our offense didn't score more than, I guess you have us winning at 28.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be a pretty good number to put up.
Yeah, but Ethan Joyce really.
If we hold App State under 28, I will be ecstatic. Yeah. So
we shall see.
I don't know. I don't have a pick as far as the game or the total yet. But I guess I'll have to have something next week, as we'll make our.
Do you disagree with my take?
Do we not agree? I don't want to say I disagree.
Do we not agree?
I would say I do.
It's fine if you do.
I wanted to cuss right there. No crap. I just don't see a team finishing this game with 17 points. I would be shocked to see a team have 17 beside their name at the end of this game. Even though you got a couple things in your favor. I think ECU's defense is going to be better. Early on, the defense for any team is ahead of the offense. So I see where you're going there. Maybe we see. I
would love to see fireworks in this game.
Oh, and I almost said maybe we see like an East Carolina, Virginia Tech type game from 2008. Yeah. I just think the offenses are so advanced, and it's so much tougher to stop offenses that I don't know if we ever see a game like that again.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to see the score go over the total. I would love to see fireworks in this game and it be a touchdown fest.
I would rather see it your way. I'd rather see a dominant ECU defense on the field.
Yeah, I'm so ready to see how this defense plays for the Pirates. And I think I'm just very positive right now of how I could see this game going. And right now it's a defensive battle between both teams. And I think we're going to see an uptick in the defense for the Pirates as well.
Well, I hope you're right.
I hope so too.
I'm going to go to 2017 ECU.
Y'all are nuts. Absolutely nuts. Again, I hope you're right, but that is way too low.
28-21's not low.
That's not bad, but y'all keep throwing out these teens. Y'all are some teeny boppers over there.
And you say it like it's such a bad thing.
What's wrong with being a teeny bopper?
I mean, I'm a teeny bopper all the time.
Okay, fine. Y'all be little teeny boppers.
I teeny bop all over the place.
All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. We'll give you one more Harold Varner III update. Here's an update. They've been suspended, I guess, due to weather. But they're about to come back, so we'll let you know where he is, and we'll wrap up another week of Pirate Radio Live. Game Week Eve, when we return, will be 3-4 days away from kickoff. Unbelievable. We'll take a time out, come back, wrap it up over there.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2021 GMC Terrain and save over $3,550 or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are two things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
The Rick House, Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar, has great specials throughout the week, like $10 Tuesdays. Get 8 traditional wings and a draft beer for just $10. Wednesday night is date night, 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Friday is smokehouse night with the best ribs and brisket around. Saturday is Italian night, featuring all of our made-from-scratch pastas along with 2 glasses of wine. And on Sunday is the legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in Eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Have you been waiting to try CBD? E&S Hemp on Fire Tower Road in Greenville is the area leader in CBD. We want to educate you on how our products work with your endocannabinoid system. These products are all natural and non-addictive. E&S offers a variety of products to meet your needs. Tinctures, edibles, topicals, and even smokable items. Customer feedback indicates relief from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. E&S Hemp is located on Fire Tower Road. Also, check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
Summer is a great time to buy beautiful new furniture at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Now, during our big summer sell-off, we've lowered prices all over the store. You'll find a great selection of the hottest living room furniture, bedrooms, and dining sets at savings that are hard to resist. And look for huge in-stock savings on sofas, sectionals, and recliners from Lazy Boy, Bassett, and Rowe with the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, enjoy local delivery for just $20.21 during the big summer sell-off now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
This is Bruce Bivens. Join me and the other Pirate Radio athletes exclusively each Monday on PRL. Pirate Radio is the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market for today. It was another good day. The Dow was up 242 points and closed at 35,455. The NASDAQ was up 154 points at 15,432. And the S&P was up 39 at 4,509. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Let's try to add a little bass to it.
Yeah, this is a sweet little ditty right here.
Sweet little ditty for you teeny boppers in there.
Yeah.
We have a cancellation in the NFL preseason.
Already?
Don't tell me it's the Panthers.
What if I did?
Tony's going to be upset.
I would cry.
Why? It is not COVID related.
Huh.
It is hurricane related. Hurricane Ida has led to the cancellation of Cardinal Saints. What are you laughing at?
That's no laughing matter.
No.
Shirley, this is serious.
This is very serious.
Stop laughing, Shirley.
I am
Shame on
serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. No, it just the name Ida, because immediately my head popped. The song popped into my head. It was an old camp song that had the word Ida in it.
Okay,
it's just random.
Would you like to share with the class the song?
Oh God.
No, that's okay.
No, I got to remember how it goes.
Ida.
No, it's something like, what's your name, little girl? No, what's your name, little boy? My name is...
50 Cent song?
No, it's an old camp song. It's, what's your name, little boy? My name is Lemmy. Lemmy what, little boy? Let me kiss ya. What's your name, little girl? My name is Ida. Ida what, little girl? I don't wanna.
I thought you say Idaho.
No.
Idaho.
That would have been funnier, except this is a church camp song.
Hurricane Ida. When are we going to get our Eastern North Carolina hurricane? Like week 1 of ECU South Carolina?
We've been, golly, we have been lucky, man.
It's coming. It's always like around football season.
We had 2 while I was in college. We had my freshman year, the Navy game was supposed to be played on a Thursday night. A hurricane, I want to say it was Hurricane Matthew, came through. Then we played Navy later in the year on a Saturday. That's when Zay Jones got the all-times reception leader. And then my junior year, we were supposed to play Carolina. That was when we wore the decals on the helmet against, I believe it was ODU.
What decals?
It was the state of North Carolina and South Carolina together.
Oh, yeah. I do remember.
So it happened twice while I was in college, right there in September. So hopefully that doesn't happen this year.
Well, my senior year, I went through Hurricane Fran, and that was brutal because we were without power for an entire week. We had to have cookouts every day so the cafeteria didn't lose a bunch of food. It was wild.
What a way to end the show.
Yeah, sorry for the downer.
Sorry for the downer on a Friday afternoon.
Here's an upper. We are less than or at 6 days away from kicking things off. East Carolina and Appalachian State Thursday. We'll be with you 3:30 Thursday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We'll be with you Monday 3 o'clock. Back inside the Players Lounge, you'll hear from Holden Ahlers, Rajay Harris, Tyler Sneed, CJ Johnson, Bruce Bivens, Xavier Smith, and DJ Ford coming up Monday on Pirate Radio Live. Shirley, Chandler, see you fine folks Monday. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk to you Monday at 3 on Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at